What's up, everyone? Welcome into the Nerding Out podcast, where we go over some nerdy stuff, an anime, a game, and a pondering topic of some sort. Without further ado, let's get into the intro video. That's too loud for the viewers. All right, welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. Oh shit!
Oh shit!
Ghost Hunter Blaine is in here. What? What's up, Blaine? Welcome in. Welcome in. Just in time. So now that we got started, we are going to get into our intros. So I am SquallRush. You guys know the deal. Name, a little description about you, plug your socials, any new announcements, and the intro question is what you said. What gets you? No, who is your favorite Goblin Slayer character? So I am SquallRush, the gamer and podcaster. Also very knowledgeable about some good animes, subjectively good animes to myself. Let's see. I got the Linktree /SquallRush. In case you want to follow my other platforms, please do. I highly encourage it. Help me do this more full time. If you do, then I got the Buy Me a Coffee account. If you want to donate to me on there, just in case. There's no donate button for wherever you're watching from. Let's see. New announcements. I do have a new Pokemon TCG Pocket video that I finished editing a couple days ago. I've been kind of waiting on this one YouTube short to like stop getting views, and it finally did. It got almost 2,700 views, so not bad. So I'll probably post that either tonight during this podcast or afterwards. I don't know. Anyways, it's coming out soon. Let's see what else. Favorite Goblin Slayer character will be... No, not today. That's the weekend of the 28th. Or so the 31st. Welcome in Charm City. But yeah, what?
No, what just said his name.
Oh, yeah. But yeah. Let's see. Intro question is, what's your favorite Goblin Slayer character? I'm gonna choose that lizard, that Native American lizard. Forgot his name.
Lizard Shaman, I think.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah, they would just call each other by their race and what they are.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Take it away, Seven Ninja, then Hunter, then Ghost Hunter Blaine, aka Blaine.
All right. I'm 7 Ninja 7. I'm a Game Joke MeWe and Rumble. She leads you right back to my Rumble channel. I am apparently the anime archiver of this podcast, at least. So I know a lot. I know a lot of names, a lot of things. I've probably seen it before. Outside of that, Ninja Connoisseur, and favorite character out of the Goblin Slayer characters has to be Elf. I'm a big fan of Elf. She feels like if the Priestess and Goblin Slayer are on two separate ends of the spectrum, Elf feels like a middle ground.
Like the A word?
ELF. Elf. With the ears.
Oh, I know why you
No,
like her.
You said the spectrum.
Not that spectrum, no.
You like her because Shotty a little baddie. She my little
I'm
blue
a little
thing.
Like the petite girls.
Oh God, I can't show that.
I go with that.
Nah, I'm not scrolling down.
Since you
I'm not.
sticking on X.
This is Google.
Oh,
That's even worse.
you got a lot of pervs out there.
But
Wouldn't know anything about it.
somewhere there's a good middle ground between those two if they're both on the ends of the spectrum of a adventurer.
Alrighty, Secret Cold Sauce, aka Hunter, take it away.
All right, y'all. You know it's Secret Cold Sauce. You can find me in your girl's bedroom, and then when you run out of there and go cry to your sister, you gonna find me in her bedroom too. Who's my favorite character? Obviously, it's Goblin Slayer. That dude's a fucking badass. Like,
Basic.
I feel like if I lived in that world, I would probably stick to goblins too. I think it looks like a fun gig. Think about it, dude. I can be as ruthless as I want. Like, and nobody would be like, man, that dude's ruthless. They'd just be like, yeah, that dude kills goblins for us. Fucking right. He's getting rid of that pest problem. And I'm just like, come at me, you bastards.
He tried to go fight the Demon Lord at some point. I can see Cold Sauce getting
Oh,
bored.
yeah, definitely. As soon as I get to like where the giant goblins are like easy, my dumb ass would be like, I'm going straight to the top.
Alright. Hunter, or Ghost Hunter, go ahead and take it away.
I'm Blaine. You can find me on Instagram at Blaine37, BLAYNE37. My favorite character is Goblin Slayer. Ruthless. I love it. Like, I just love it. Man
You know.
gives no fucks. We're talking about he was killing them all with anything and everything. Man give no fucks.
Is it low key or high key?
High key.
Universal
High key,
repeat.
man, there's no fucks.
High key. Yeah. Honestly.
You know,
Man didn't
Since,
care. He was like, Goblin? Alright. Goblin? Will it work on anything else? I don't know. But it will kill a goblin. Jeez. Man.
you know, like when Hunter said his favorite was Goblin Slayer, I was like, man, basic. But since Blaine said it's his favorite, it's Goblin Slayer, alright. That's what's up.
Are you saying that it was very insightful for Blaine, but it meant nothing from me?
Yep.
Do I mean nothing to you, Kakarot?
I mean, it's kind of stereotypical for you, Cold Sauce.
No, that's why he went out and bought Hit to come attack him.
And I am they made a second season of Goblin Slayer. I haven't watched it. Only watched the first season, which I've been watched the first season. I just did a recap last night. I hope they do like they show his face. The second season, honestly.
Yeah,
I
same.
just saw it.
Thanks.
I think Manga showed it in the
He's got
first
light
season.
blue hair.
Thanks,
Thanks,
they only
Charm
show
City.
his hair. They only do like that to where it doesn't show his face, but it shows like his hair and like he's super pale and it's kind of like light almond color
I feel
hair.
like I've seen his face before. I feel like I know I've seen his face before. Anyway, keep going.
Yeah, that's about it. I just
Alright.
also before I started Goblin Slayer, did watch the new episode of Solo Leveling. Fuck them. Fuck that cliffhanger.
Ah,
Bye.
shit. Hey, no spoilers. I'm
Saturday gonna be lit. That's all I gotta say.
Spoilers, Squall. Spoilers. What do you mean?
Spoilers. I'm watch.
Cliffhanger? Just saying it's on a cliffhanger at the moment.
Relax.
Next episode
relax.
gonna be lit.
I haven't touched any of Soul Loving season 2 yet.
It's gonna be lit.
Serious, dude?
Just
Even
know.
I got that far.
Wait, what?
Just know. Season 2 gonna be lit.
Yeah, it is
Next
pretty
episode
lit.
gonna be
Leveling
lit.
is fucking lit, dog.
Alright, let's see. Alright, I'm gonna do the intro video. But thank you, Charm City. Hope you have had an awesome weekend as well. Intro video starts. No, anime segment starts now.
Cold Sauce, you get to be the summary guy today. So tell them the summary when it gets back.
Oh yeah,
Summary
we're back.
of the show.
Yeah,
Yep.
summary of what the show's about.
All right, guys. This is a
No, you're
huge
right.
honor. I got a mouthful of Starburst right now, so. But
What colors are the Starburst?
I got the bag where it's only red and pink.
Good choice. Good choice.
Yeah. Oh wait, all I can see is the chat. I can't see the stream.
All time
Anyway,
Time.
on the
on the link.
no, on the anime thing that you just did. Is it done? The anime video?
Oh, the segment? Yeah, I said we were back.
Okay, I didn't hear that.
Yeah, so
My
we're
bad.
live right now, right?
Yeah. All right, get the
Yeah.
summary.
Are we on the
See
air?
cold sauce.
Testing.
Exactly.
Yes.
Okay, so here's the summary of the show. All you need to know is that I got this dude who fucking loves killing goblins, okay? Some dudes, they like to go out and party. Some dudes, they like to have a girlfriend and settle down. This dude likes to kill goblins. And that's his fucking shit, dog. That's his drug. He loves it. It's who he is. It's what he does. It's his purpose in life. And then some party comes along talking about we've been on adventures and we want you to come on this adventure with us. And he's like, fuck y'all, I work alone. I just like to kill goblins. And they're like, we need to go kill some goblins. And he's like, I'm in. And that's about where I'm at right now.
Oh, so you didn't finish it?
No.
Nah.
I mean, the
Listen out.
gist of the show is he slays goblins. I mean,
Yeah,
that's fair.
that's pretty much it.
That's just the summary of the show. That's just what he does. He just fucking slays goblins. If you want him to do something, make sure you want him to slay goblins. Because that's what this motherfucker
He does not care about the money. He'll do it for free.
He
He
does
just
it.
wants the goblins gone.
He don't want them gone because then he can't slay no more goblins.
No, he wants every goblin on planet Earth to be extinct. That's what he lives for.
He's
To kill 'em all.
D&D Village. He's D&D Small Village Batman.
Yeah. Just for goblins though, nothing else.
Yeah,
No,
that's the
he's
summary of the
smaller.
show. D&D Small Village Batman.
I think he's more a Doom guy.
I mean, he's on a vengeful, like that's the source of his anger, his vengeance.
A mixture of both, I'd say. I mean, honestly, when I looked at him, I was like, he's a fighter type, but like he has to have a hint of rogue in him because of all the things he's willing to do to.
And like with the scroll that he bought from that witch with the waters from way at the bottom of the ocean.
Bro, yeah, that was something else. That did not.
I remember, like, while I was watching it, I remember thinking, boy, they really think they fucking cooked with this one, and it's not even that big a fucking deal. Like, it's not that smart of a thing. Like, whether you got the water from the bottom of the ocean or not, dude, water is fucking water.
Man, it sliced that dude in half, though. Holy.
Yeah, because that was because of all that pressure down there.
Yeah. You know what, though? Now that I think about it, would that matter? Would that actually matter? No,
that's the point that I'm making. It wouldn't matter because it's being summoned out of a scroll.
Yeah, like you would. I mean, okay, so like you put it like water through a tube, it's gonna fly out pretty fast. But the thing is, if you're just teleporting some water, that doesn't matter. It's just teleporting a ball of water in an area. That's like dropping a water bomb and
But
just
like
exactly.
We also gotta think how the water is down on the ocean with the pressure, how the water moves.
The only way it works is if
the water's not still though.
No,
so all that.
The thing is, it only works if the scroll draws it directly from the bottom of the ocean, like as he performs it, like it's a live link.
Yeah.
If it's just water that was collected and put
it was linked to the bottom of the ocean.
Where
it wasn't.
Water came from.
They didn't take the water and put it into the scroll. So how that scroll was, it pulled the water from the ocean and then transported it to there because the scroll was linked to the bottom of the ocean. It didn't just have ocean water in this cribs
That's
of
what
the.
I'm saying, Blaine. You just said what I said.
Yeah, that's where they put it. You're confusing me, dude. I felt like you were trying to say.
I said the scroll would have to be a live link to a spot at the bottom of the ocean.
It was.
And then you just said the scroll was a live link to the bottom of the ocean.
You said it had to be for it to work, and I was telling you it was.
So
I'm right, is what you said.
No, you said it had to be. I was telling you that it was, from what it sounded like you were saying.
I'm right.
To establish reviewers, from what I understand, there's instant skills. So instant skill would be just like teleporting a bunch of water into an area, and then you have channeling skills where you channeled the energy, you're holding it, and that skill is activated. Therefore, the water jettisoned like it came out of a hose. And this time it's coming out of the ocean, from the bottom of the ocean. So therefore it jettisons out like a huge powered, stronger than a fire truck at full blast at close range.
Yeah, honestly, if it's from the bottom of the ocean, it should have been like bullet level damage. Like from a gun. That shit ain't no joke. I worked at a what they call a fab shop, and we used to cut shapes through like fucking 1/4-inch steel iron plates with water.
We still talking about Goblin Slayer?
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm hella lost in what you guys are talking about.
Oh, Dad's here.
Dad's here.
Rock, what's up, bro? Whenever he's ready to speak, I guess. Oh, there he is.
You're muted, Brock.
The king of dad jokes and the one who reprimands us when we do wrong. Everybody give it up for our dad, Brockstrap.
The most handsome man on the podcast.
The second
Should I get
the
dad glasses on?
Dude,
oh,
New Balance.
Turn you down.
There we go.
You gotta drop us. You gotta drop us a dad joke. You gotta drop us a dad joke.
Oh shoot! I'm trying to think of the one I heard the other day.
Oh, what was that one you said? The knock knock one. When you were telling your kid when we were playing Fortnite yesterday.
Oh, knock knock. What? Who's there? The IRS? IRS who? We're here to collect taxes? I don't know.
No. The British one. The British one.
Oh, knock knock. Who's there? The British who? We're here to tax your tea.
Who
Oh,
are
no,
here to
it's
tax your
the same
teeth?
joke. It's the same joke.
Why are you so focused on taxes right now, bro?
Because they're garbage. Anyway.
Anyways, go ahead and give your intros, broski. Little name, a little bit about yourself. Plug your socials, announcements, and who is your favorite Goblin Slayer character?
Well, obviously the Goblin Slayer himself. He's focused,
Profound.
man. He's determined. He is a guy with one goal, and that is only to slay goblins, and whatever other creatures might also be in that dungeon. Rockstrap55 is the name. You can catch me on YouTube, Rumble, sometimes Twitch, Facebook, and I need to start getting the link tree updated and all that. Do a lot of Pokemon content on with Squall Rush over here. He's to my right. I might not be to his left on his screen. I don't know. This way. And anyway, yeah, no. just do a lot of fun stuff. Try a little bit of Dragon Ball. Can't stream. My internet is powered by a potato in the middle of the cornfield somewhere in Iowa. So,
Holy shit. That is a bad potato.
it's crazy. It's awesome that the potato can do that, but very, very slow internet. So, regardless, yeah, the Goblin Slayer is cool, dude. Cool show. I love it. Ready to watch some more.
Rate it out of 5 stars.
Out of 5 stars, are we using decimals? Are we using decimals or whole numbers?
You can
Yeah,
only
we can
go.
use
To, you
decimals.
can only go to down to a half a star.
Oh, so halves. All right, definitely 3.5. Definitely 3. Easy 3.5, maybe 4. Easy 3.5 though.
So 3.5
Actually,
leaning 4.
Yeah.
So it's really 3.75 then.
I mean, if we get to the nitty gritty, but my hands are tied behind my back with what Secret Cold Sauce told me I could do. So.
Yeah, Secret Cold Sauce's dumb limitations that he switched up after your answer. It's
Well, that
3.5 leaning towards 4.
That was just the 5-star tax. That's all.
I actually do have one more announcement. Charm City and I are gonna be playing some Pokemon TCG next Saturday, so be on the
Cheating on
lookout
us.
for that.
So you cheat.
What's up, Dark Games? Welcome in. Welcome in.
I want to.
Well, Brockstrap's always welcome too. Charm City wants it to be like multiple people hopping in playing games against each other.
Yeah, it's a trading
anyway.
card game. It's a little bit different than what Squall and I do. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel cheated on. It's all good.
I just wish I could get somebody to make me a good deck.
I need to see your cards again. It's been a while. Yeah. So back to Goblin Slayer. So we were talking. I'm not gonna lie. I have no idea what the fuck you guys were talking about. You guys were talking about bullets and shit coming out of water. I left to go grab some actual water. I'm not gonna lie. So I came back to. What were you guys talking about when I got
He
back?
used that scroll to summon water from the bottom of the ocean that he got from that hot witch chick that the little blonde elf girl met in the bar.
You're talking about the science of how that scroll could possibly work.
It's a Goblin Slayer water scroll.
And Brock, I assume you know what we're talking about?
He used it on
Ah.
that first giant goblin.
Yeah, no, it was. Well, I don't even know if it was used on a goblin. They were.
It was.
They,
It was the
they-
giant. Oh no, it was an orc. My bad.
Yeah, because they convinced him to go into that little labyrinth or whatever they were in, and
Yep.
because they said, hey, there's goblins down. I think there was goblins down there for sure, but it was something he was wanting to save just in case. But he's always like super duper prepared for everything, like almost autistically, I think. But yeah, he definitely had that. It was a tomb. It was like a little book or something. It was a spell of almost like a spell of holding. It wasn't even like a water cannon type spell. It was just like a holding, or maybe like some kind of portal spell or something. But yeah, definitely that's where the pressure of the water came from. It was definitely at the bottom of the lake or some kind of body of water, and that's how it became so pressurized.
Was it this scene?
That's 2 people tonight that accused my boy of having autism.
If he didn't act like he had it, I wouldn't have said that he does.
Okay, Dad.
I think this is the same as well.
No, this doesn't look like it.
Yeah, no, it definitely cut him in half. It was like just because of how pressurized the water was, like
Yeah.
it acted more like some kind of water. Like this definitely is it, because that's why all the water is around right now.
Yeah.
He's walking through it.
Oh.
Yeah. Water's
Oh,
wet.
that. Oh, so it was water. So you guys are just wondering where the water came from? Is that what I'm getting?
We were describing how, like, okay, so Blaine and Hunter down there were arguing of how the water should be shooting out or not. And basically, where I boiled it down to was,
And I was right.
it would have to be a okay, I'm gonna put some terms down. So you got an instant skill and you got a channeling skill. Instant just means, let's say I teleported something, and channeling means I'm doing it, I'm holding it. Like let's say I threw a water ball. Maybe it depends. What are you talking about like to warp a Kamehameha. Anyway, getting off
The
topic.
one use scroll.
Death laser.
I throw a water ball or a water balloon at you, that's an instant scroll. I hold a water hose and I shoot it at you, that's a channeling skill. And so,
Okay.
So basically, we
to be
determined that
skill.
the scroll was a live link from the bottom of the ocean and not just water that was collected there.
Yeah,
What?
he's using live link. But
Think
channeling
of like
skill,
a basin, right? You have the basin full of water, and then you have like a hose or something, and then you have like a squirt deal on the other side. So even though the water's setting there like it is in the ocean, right? Its output is very concentrated through the scroll, and the concentration is what pressurizes it so much to how it acted like a Kamehameha of sorts.
Yeah. I'm not sure if this is the same one, but this looks like it's coming straight from the scroll. But this looks more like fire than water. I don't know
That
what
might
part
just
this
be the
is.
magic.
I think that's the same scroll. Just it's a still page.
Okay.
I think that's more of like an aura instead of like fire.
So it is the water scroll.
Yeah, because he killed that guy pretty good.
As far as I know, it was only used once in the first season.
It was already super hard for him to get in the first place. Like, I mean, you probably can, if you could craft it the first time, you should, in theory, be able to do it again. But it probably costs a extreme amount of money and resources.
Which he doesn't get from only slaying goblins.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. So, I guess we can go around the table. What are you guys' thoughts on it? Like it, dislike, etc. I think Brockstrap, you can start first this time since you went last technically. And then Blaine, Hunter, Seven Ninja.
Like or dislike just the anime itself?
Yeah, just like a general, like your thoughts about the anime, what you like.
I'm a
dislike.
big fan of isekai. Well, fantasy type stuff. It can be isekai, like where they're reincarnated. It can be like something similar to Shangri-La Frontier or where they're in a video game, full dive kind of deal, or just even reincarnation kind of. It's always fun. So I'm a sucker for those fantasy types. It's definitely one of those I like a lot. It kind of has that heaviness that Grimgar has, to where like they ain't coming back type of deal, or even maybe solo leveling where there's that finality to it, kind of. So yeah, no, I definitely like it a lot. It brings a lot of aspects that are more realistic, kind of how Grimgar did, to where, and even like showing mannerisms kind of the enemies that they face. So it's really in depth, I feel like, to where other shows kind of just skimp over, and then it's just like endless waves of nothingness. They don't give that kind of like just glossed over, like, oh, these are only enemies kind of feel. So yeah, I definitely like it a lot. Really in depth. Really it builds a lot of lore around their world.
All right, Blaine, go ahead.
I quietly enjoy it. I love the fact that his whole personality is just goblins. Man saw an orc and he was like, what the fuck is that? I've never heard of you before. I don't care. And proceeds to blitz them. And still only cares about goblins. Happened near the end too. It was this big ass thing. Man almost died. And started shit talking himself. And man came out of nowhere. Blitzed the other strong dude. Does not care. Started fighting goblins again. I can't go in depth as like much as Brockstrap did, because he kind of went for it. But it's kind of like with him too. I'm a big fan of adventure type animes, isekai and all that. So, and the story building, it's like only goblins, and like you have these people that do other shit, but we don't see them do it. We only see these people fight goblins. And I fucks with it because man does not care about the other. He doesn't care about the world needing to be saved or anything. He just wants to get rid of goblins, and I like that. I don't have no hate for it. It's really good. They could like animation's pretty good. They need to do a face reveal. That's about it for me. I really enjoyed it. I'm gonna watch the second season. That's all I gotta say.
D&D Batman.
Yes, D&D Batman. Or would it more be like D&D not Deathstroke? What's his name? It's one of the Robins became him. Robin became him. One of the Robins. The second Robin became him.
Red Skull.
Red Hood. Red
Hood, yes.
Out here. Come out of here.
My bad.
Red Hood. D&D Red Hood. Because man just he's not
He was
not
never
killing
anybody's sidekick.
I know that, but Batman don't be killing people. You know who do be killing things? The Goblin Slayer.
He didn't have a mentor that didn't kill people.
We don't know if Goblin Slayer's mentor didn't kill people other than almost killing him.
I don't know where my stream is, but is that definitely not... Like, I'm not the only person that saw this when the OG Battle Pass dropped, right?
Is that Goblin Slayer? Or is that just a comparison?
It's a comparison.
Oh,
it's like the new
that I was wearing last night.
Yeah, the new night.
OG Pass. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I wear it. That's why I love it so much.
It's
just like Goblin
Wait,
Slayer.
what?
I saw the eye glowing, and my first thought was Goblin Slayer when I saw it.
Something looks like
He
Goblin
rolled that
Slayer.
20
Right?
after that big goblin took a bite out of that girl's arm.
Right.
Red Eye started glowing. Yeah, that's like, man.
Yeah, he
Started
rolled a
shit
20.
talking himself. Man just started shit talking himself. Basically. Started remembering what his mentor said, that he was a piece of shit watching everyone die, and he was like, not doing that shit again.
He got saved. And he came back. A natural 20. Who's next? Cold Sauce.
I think a hunter.
What are we doing right now?
Just first, like your thoughts on the show, what you like, dislike.
Oh, I love the show. I love how they're not afraid to get gory. to show not just visually, but like the shit that they were actually doing. It made it feel more real. It made it feel more believable. And I also love that, like, when it came time to bring up things like deities in the show, because, like, they got characters performing miracles. They got to draw that shit from somewhere. They just, I don't remember exactly what they said, but basically all I got was, this is just some group of friends' D&D world, because they were just talking about the gods play dice all day and we do stuff. And I'm like, we're just watching somebody's D&D campaign. And I just love that.
I think I did hear it was based off of D&D.
I mean, it has to
Definitely
be. It has
based off of D&D. Like the ranking system for the adventurers and shit like that. Some of the spells that they used, like it's all D&D shit.
Is it all D&D stuff, or is D&D fantasy style like other things?
If you look at how, I think Priestess is actually the clearest clarification of this has to be D&D, because if this was any other anime, Priestess could spam abilities all the time. She'd probably be able to cast some kind of divine lightning that's a cantrip. But the thing is, she only uses like 3 spells. She can only do like 3 spells a day. I think that's been upgraded at some point, but she can only do like 3 spells a day.
But I know
And that's
what
like
Brockstrap is saying, because like I'm pretty sure it was Overlord that was like actual D&D. Like they were using the names of spells like from the D&D books and stuff.
I mean,
And I don't
use
know enough about D&D to know if this is directly from Dungeons and Dragons or if it's just inspired.
I mean, you could use similar names. That's not a problem. I'm talking about in the action of how when you're playing the game, like playing a live D&D game, it felt very much like this is a actual campaign happening right now. And so, I feel like Priestess is the greatest example of this is a D&D campaign versus everyone else is pretty much just spamming abilities, except for I think the dwarf and the shaman. We don't know the level. We don't really know their real level, but they seem to have. Go ahead.
They all have limits on their spells. Everybody in the party.
Yeah. But the way they use it, it almost feels as if they have an unlimited amount, but that's really just their experience talking.
All right, Brock, I think you had something.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say, okay, so the priestess like isn't able to do the spells, kind of similar to a D&D playthrough. But it also makes me think of other animes too, like Konosuba, Aqua, right? The goddess kind of / priestess or whatever. Like, she's not able to, as far as I know or remember. And then you also have others like there's an anime out there called Overly Cautious Superhero or something. Yeah, to where I think that goddess is very limited in what she can do as well. I'm not sure if that's a rule set by her, what she's... I can't remember if that's just a rule that goddesses can't really intervene much at all, but she seems next to useless most of the time. So, just because... I mean, maybe it could be. I'm just making a strong or a opposition argument, I guess, to it being only D&D because of that, which I'm sure that's not what you were saying, but
my simple point was just a great example of why it leads to that being D&D is because of the priestess. I can tell you for certain in Konosuba, Aqua is just useless. Like she doesn't really. Right. She's a goddess who has great abilities, but she doesn't use them in a good way. And the other goddess does have actually have stipulations, like a lot more than Aqua does. But yeah, that's all I was really saying is you can see the limitations, but she's probably the best version of it, especially because she's a fledgling adventurer, especially in season 1. So you get to really see the limitations on her more than anybody else. But gotcha. Dude, one thing I really enjoy seeing is just like Goblin Slayer. not only is he's a berserker, but he's a refined berserker. He's not just losing his mind in the middle of battle. He's very refined. He's very controlled. And I love the idea that regardless of what happens, even when I get into season 2, and I won't spoil anything, but even as I get into season 2, he still is that same berserker type character. They don't try to take the rage out of him. If anything, they try to help him control it better. But even then, we're looking at a character.
He's a triple class?
He's a triple class?
Yeah, fighter, berserker, and rogue, with like just a little bit of rogue.
The reason I'm saying berserker, I'm saying berserker as in like a personality trait. Unless
I'm thinking of barbarian. My bad.
Berserker and barbarian to me are roughly the same thing. It depends on what you're talking about, really.
I'm talking about D&D classes.
Well, is Barb a class or a race?
Barbarian is a class.
Okay.
Now there are some things that consider it a race, but barbarian is a class in D&D. But I consider Goblin Slayer to be a fighter, and I consider him to be a rogue. I'm also thinking of him as a character that's willing to master any weapon. It's just that he uses whatever he needs at the time. Because his berserker states are more like what's the word I'm trying to use? They're more like milestone kind of situations. Like they happen specifically in very important moments.
So if I was to build Goblin Slayer in D&D, I would start him as a berserker, and then multi-class as a fighter, and then I would go like a little bit rogue after that, once I already have a lot of experience.
I would say you would probably start as a fighter, and if you want to have that rage boost, maybe you want to go berserker or barbarian. But I would say you want to be a fighter, and he's not just a regular fighter, he's also very stealthy. So I would say that he has to go into rogue. Because like I said, he's not like someone who gets an amp when he's angry. It's more like some people, they lose their mind when they get angry. But for some other characters or people, they get more refined, they get more controlled. And for him specifically, the angrier he gets, the more controlled he is.
Go out there and fix the TV for your brother.
Yeah. That's an interesting perspective you got there. I didn't personally see him as a berserker, but I do like the perspective of him as a berserker, since like his whole character is goblins and goblins only. Where are the goblins at?
He certainly feels like Doomslayer, though. He certainly feels like Doomslayer.
Yeah.
Doomslayer.
The main character from the Doom games.
Mm.
The kind of Halo-esque looking guy who just rips demons apart and stomps on their heads. Can we talk about how good music Mick Gordon comes out with? My lord.
When Doomslayer or Demon Slayer or Goblin Slayer?
He's the Doom guy. I see a lot of memes out there like, "Oh, this is a great free game with a high-priced soundtrack."
Bro, it's crazy.
Dude, it's good.
It's just good. I remember
the only thing they fear is you. Oh man, it's great.
It's one of them
division.
Where like a bunch of the imps are like swarming in, and you can't leave the area to like kill all of them, and it's just a constant frantic fight because there's just so much stuff coming around you, and it's like my favorite one. If I can find it out, I'll put it in chat.
Yeah, isn't it pretty much Halo?
No, I think Doom came first.
It's a little different. So Doom came out a long time ago.
First.
So, funny thing, Bungie actually came out with a Halo-esque type game, kind of similar to Doom. It was called it started with a B. I have it on my Xbox 360. But it was like a space shooter game that you were out shooting aliens still, but it was like really, really old kind of Doom 1 graphics. 343 early for FPS.
It wouldn't be 343.
Or Bungie, I'm sorry. Yep.
All right, my thoughts on Goblin Slayer is I watched it like a few years ago, so I don't remember like every single detail about it. I do remember like a good few parts about it, like that part you guys like had me watch about the water scroll. I do remember him taking on a big huge monster that wasn't a goblin, and I believe he almost died in that fight. Like I remember like him and the priestess chick were in bed together naked because that's the way she heals him or something like that. And I thought that was a pretty interesting way to showcase how skill works.
I thought it was perverted.
It definitely was. Hey man, I fucks with it.
That's probably why you enjoyed it, Cold Sauce. But anyway,
I did not.
I enjoy it.
Those are the parts where I pick up my phone and check my messages and shit.
Let's see what else. There were like I remember like one of my friends showed me a long time ago the manga before like I like the season aired, and like showed me the first episode, and it was like the grape scene. I was like, oh god, bro, oh lord. And then like
yeah, that's
when
the noises he was making.
And then like when you watch the anime,
out of here, Cold Sauce, out of here.
and then when you watch like
was doing when them scenes came on.
Anyways, and then when the anime was actually showed, they kind of like PG'd it a little bit. They didn't really like show like that stuff, which is like I understand why, you know, like it's supposed to be aired on TV. Like a lot of like I think the manga and the light novels are better because like it's more nitty gritty on like what the story is actually about versus like they gotta like censor shit more when it's like on like animated and stuff, which I don't blame the animation team, but like I definitely think like the mangas were more interesting, more better. The shows like it was still a pretty entertaining show. Like I don't really remember anything too like memorable about the show other than like fucking the face reveal, you know, like he revealed his face at the end of season 1, but it doesn't show that anybody. So it's like fuck, bro. Like now we'll never get to know. They just want to keep it a secret. But overall, it's a very good show. It's one of the more talked about animes of like the last decade or so. You know, like out of all the memorable, like out of all like numerous animes out there, like Goblin Slayer is always like in the discussion.
I definitely gotta finish it out. My the guy who introduced me to it actually passed away recently, so just for I feel like I need to finish it for him, you know.
And my condolences.
I actually whenever I think about it, like when I imagine it in my head, his voice is always Master Chief's voice in my head.
I did want to say, like, I actually think that it was good to rip the Band-Aid off in the very first episode, because now you understand why he's so serious about killing goblins. And, you know, I think about it, you know, in every anime, you always see goblins get passed up, like, no one really cares about them, and it's the new people quest. But the reality of the situation is that like if you keep letting a problem fester, it's gonna get worse, and they're already a cancer, so it gets worse and worse and worse. And now you've got whole villages getting destroyed, and now you got like what am I saying? The thing of how do male goblins?
Ninja just glitched out.
Oh, I do it from time to time.
Yeah. But now you have the question of how do goblins get, like, you know, how do they get more people? Because at the end of the day, we don't ever see any female goblins. Well, now we know, we see what's going on here, and it's like, I feel like if we didn't have that very first scene, the impact would not have been as strong. We need to see the devastation in order to understand. Number one, we understand like why they're doing it per se, but we also know they're evil. They're directly evil. This is not a a gray character. This is they're evil and they're always going to be evil. And I'm really, really enjoying the fact that, like, number one, they're not humanizing these guys, and number two, we do understand what their motives are. We do understand our characters' motives, but this is strictly just a very not grim dark, but a very dark story. And so I'm glad they ripped the Band-Aid off.
Are they actually evil, or is it just they're bad to humans because of what they do to humans? Because, like, I remember, like, in the first episode or two, a goblin slayer found like a little cubby full of baby goblins, and the priest was like, "No, don't kill him," and he was like, "No, I have to kill them because they see me kill their parents, and they're gonna grow a lifelong hatred for me now, and kill all try to attack all humans now because of me." So it's it's kind of like a mirror, what he saw when he was a kid. Now the little baby goblins saw now that they're kids, but he's just finishing the job versus the goblins didn't catch him when he was a kid.
I see your point, but I would put it this way. We don't know the Demon Lord, and the Demon Lord is kind of the ultimate figure for their side. They're not like a neutral party. And so for us to be able to officially say that they may be good people, and it's just we misunderstand them, we would have to know the Demon Lord and all the other demon characters. But the simple fact is, the only thing we have are goblins, and because of that, we know that the average civilian or average person in general is on average is good. We don't really see evil people like that in not Demon Slayer, but in Goblin Slayer. We don't really see evil people, but we do see goblins actively torturing people on a regular basis, using them as meat shields. I'm talking about women specifically, outright just not just ravaging, but also just straight up mutilating. Don't know if you can say that.
The G word. And just say it with the G. Grape, the fruit.
No, not grape, but mutilating. I don't know if that's word's okay to whatever. But anyway, but just straight up, destroying men in a way that we've not seen before. And so we're seeing a race of creatures. Yes, you could argue they're poor or whatever, or they don't have the greatest civilization. Yes, you could argue that. But the reality of the situation is you're seeing people that on average are good people versus on average you see an enemy, right? Which we do get to see their perspective before we see Goblin Slayer's perspective a lot of times, because, they do those casting off shots into their dens. And so they're just normally evil people based off of that.
Were we led to believe that they were...
Listen, I got it. Okay.
Hang on. Brock first. He was first.
No, it's all good.
Oh,
well, he can say what he wants.
All right. They're lore accurate ancient Muslims. Okay.
Okay, we need to go to Rockstrap now. We need to go to Rockstrap now.
Were we led to believe that most of the lower level goblins were based on lower intelligence, more instinctual kind of behaviors, and then when they get a higher ranking goblin that they had some kind of power to focus the troops, if you will? I can't remember if that was a thing that happened or not. I thought I remembered when they were in that one labyrinth or whatever, that he was worried about a hobgoblin or some goblin of a higher stature that could I didn't. It's not telepathy necessarily. It might have been a shaman. It wasn't telepathy necessarily, but it was okay, now they're moving in a more intellectual kind of battalion type style of war versus just instinctually just doing the killing or something.
I'll answer this. Colt, so I think you were trying to say something, so go ahead and say whatever you were going to say.
I wasn't.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna answer this way. In a lot of different shows and media, a goblin or goblins in general usually are just random bits of chaos. The second a hobgoblin, ogre, or whatever shows up, now they've got a leader. And so in this scenario, one theme of the show, even in season 2, they keep saying this, is that the goblins are getting smarter. So to some degree, they may be having their own evolution as regular goblins are getting smarter. At the same time, it might strictly be that they're getting leaders that are smarter and smarter.
Gotcha.
And so those two things could be happening at the same time. And my theory is that eventually Goblin Slayer is going to have to break away from strictly just goblins because of the fact that eventually demons and other things are going to start showing up, guiding the goblins. So they're going to be the slippery slope that gets him there.
Gotcha.
Okay. I kind of had this feeling of like when watching the show, it kind of reminds me of a little bit of Attack on Titan, because like, you know, Eren hates the Titans, but the Titans come from like this one island that hates, or like Paradise Island or whatever, you know. So it's like two sides just hate each other because they think the other side's always attacking them, you know. So they're like with the island that Reiner and all of them are from, those are like the goblins, and like Goblin Slayer and the humans are kind of like Eren and like their little island, like, and then they both just kind of hate each other. That's kind of how I see it.
You'd almost say that's modern day politics.
You could
What's
almost
up?
say
What's
I'm
up, Sarah
hungry and
Yoon?
should make some chicken flavored rice.
Sorry, we don't have none of that. Utkarsh. We don't have none of that.
Did you
What's
just
up,
try to
Sarah?
speak Japanese, or did you have a stroke?
Nah, his name is. If you look at the chat link I sent you guys, his name's kind of a little difficult for me to pronounce. Sorry about that. No, we don't have none of that on the show on here. I appreciate you tuning in. But yeah, what's it called? Yeah, it kind of reminds me of Attack on Titan in that sense, and then it also kind of gives me like a little bit of Berserk vibes.
I guess the only way I could see that full connection, or at least on the Attack on Titan side of things, is that we would have to see the goblins actually forming, like they've got the numbers and they've got the time. So they could, in theory, make a whole civilization of the humans level. So if we were to see something like that, I could maybe argue the point of Attack on Titan. But the simple fact is they seem to be more instinctual characters that might be, they might have their own language to some degree, but for the most part, it seems to be very instinctual until a leader gets there. And only the leader seems to be able to speak. So therefore, I wouldn't call them a predator, because a predator in the sense of a wolf or a lion, I wouldn't call them a predator. I think they're a little bit higher. Sure, let's go with that.
Yeah, it's just the fact that like Goblin Slayer said in the beginning, like, oh yeah, they see me kill like their family and their parents, so if like I let them go, they're gonna have like a lifelong hatred for us. So it's just like, to me, that means they have like their own feelings and memories that they can retain throughout time.
Well, it's just they, like Ninja said, because they're just instinctual and chaotic, then like they need direction for like whatever they're gonna do next with their lives. So once they like meet you, that's like one of their only memories. They just know that you exist and they want to eat you.
I feel like it's a little bit more than instinct, because like if a bear has an instinct to like attack, or maybe that's a bad idea. Like it's a smaller animal, like a deer's instinct is to run away from other humans.
It is a little more than that. That's why, like we brought up, they have like a sort of a language amongst themselves, and then there are leaders that can actually tell them what to do, like have intelligence. But for the most part, they're just between human and animal intelligence. That's why I brought up Neanderthals.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm a Neanderthal.
Neanderthal. Anyways. Yeah, I mean, it could be
accurate. Never mind.
Yeah, they didn't like really give them like more intelligence, but it's like the what's called, it's just the goblin version of Paradise Island, I guess, from Attack on Titan. Then I also kind of compare it a little bit to Berserk. Berserk had like very dark themes, a very traumatized character. Just like our main character, Goblin Slayer. The anime made it more of a PG version versus like the movies on Netflix of Berserk. It's just like, damn, bro, what the fuck did I watch? So Berserk has like a little bit of a notch up in that, but like if you read the manga or the light novels, you'll probably be traumatized up there with Berserk. I don't know if you guys seen Berserk.
I've only caught some clips of it. I've never had a moment that I just really wanted to watch it, so I just haven't.
I started reading it. I read the first 3 books, but that's about as far as I got.
Oh yeah, dude. It is dark, bro.
Yeah.
Let me know when Hunter's done. I muted him.
Okay.
I didn't do anything, but you know.
Man, just
What's it
random
called?
decides to do it. Keep his
That's
headset
some
on.
Ramaswamy stuff right there.
What animes would you guys compare Goblin Slayer to?
Well, on the fantasy side type of thing, it's most isekais, except for the reincarnation thing, but most isekais. Grimgar comes to mind specifically. Very realistic fantasy world. Like, you know, I wouldn't say that we go as far as to see like this is their first kill, so like what does it feel like to not be a killer to now being a killer? We don't get to see something like that, but like when it comes to just like the finality, like Brock said, like how serious every single kill is and how every decision matters, I think it really compares to Grimgar.
Is this Grimgar?
Yep.
Ashes of the Destroyer?
Yep. It's just
That was a pretty fun one too if you get a second. I think it's one of those like 1 season 12 episode kind of animes, right? I didn't feel very long.
I think so. It's worth. I think I would say it's worth every episode.
Yeah, I like it, and I don't normally like to watch shows, so
Wait, you watched Grimgar?
no.
Oh, Goblin Slayer.
Y'all was talking about something else.
Yeah.
We're comparing Goblin Slayer to like other animes.
Hmm.
So what would you compare? Do you have any comparisons of Goblin Slayer, Hunter? Like to other animes?
No, I think that's why I like it so much, because it's got enough shit that I know about. Like we brought up, is obviously heavily inspired by D&D, so like I can easily understand the world and what's going on and all of that shit, and at the same time it's unique and different enough, like in the story and the characters, that I don't feel like when I tried to watch Jujutsu Kaisen and I'm just watching somebody's Naruto fan fiction of them living in modern day times. You know, like it feels authentic and original. So every episode I get to fall completely into it.
I think Naruto was in modern day times. They had guns and stuff, I think. Yeah, I'm quite certain it is. They had
If
a
they
train.
had guns in Naruto, he wouldn't have used the Rasengan. He would have used the Rasengan.
Gun.
The shurikens don't do that much damage. It's not that hard to believe. But this isn't about Naruto, okay? It's about Goblin Slayers.
Exactly. And I don't really have any close comparisons to Goblin Slayer. So, no, none. It's original.
I mean, really,
Alright.
the only thing I could probably compare it to is like, once you start like looking into like main was like not Sunju, solo leveling, but like not like solo leveling, but like there are other things that are kind of copying the idea of the system, kind of thing. You'll start seeing some of them that kind of go that route of being a little more brutal, a little more disturbing. but at the same time, once you start doing that, you're gonna start seeing a lot of similarities. So to other things just like it. So yeah.
It's funny that you say the system.
It's a whole thing. At this point, it's a whole turn.
There's speaking
He's
of
about to bring
goblins.
up taxes again.
There's actually a webtoon called Just a Goblin, to where a goblin actually gets a hold of a system and is able to become an adventure type person.
Interesting.
That's pretty cool. So it's just called Goblin?
Just a goblin. It's
Just
the title.
a Goblin. Is it is it a manga or an anime?
No,
It's a
I haven't. I
webtoon.
haven't read this. I think this is an anime. Hold on.
I'm not sure it is.
I'm gonna look up anime side and see if I find anything. Cause I remember there's a. No, I'm thinking of Rimuru. I'm thinking of
You just
Rimuru.
turn ninja on, bro.
Yeah, I'm thinking of a thing where you incarnate. Because they had like a female goblin in there.
Yep, that's it.
You said it was a manga you read, Rockstrap?
No, I haven't read this. But Brockshot read it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna check this out.
No, we're not doing
See.
Roblox.
Anime.
You asked me for Mario Kart, so that's what you're gonna play.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm a big fan of
I guess we're
anything
gonna
that
take a
is.
break. I didn't say
One
Roblox.
thing I gotta say though, I'm not a big fan of a lot of these mangas where like the human is the main character all the time, and so I like seeing monsters actually be the main character sometimes. And so it's like how does a goblin work? How does a dragon gonna work? How does I want to see a dwarf and an elf be a main character sometimes, you know. And so whenever I can find a manhwa that does that, I'm always a big fan.
Oh damn. I think Hunter was right there.
It's interesting. I saw one where the main character was a tree, and a monster tree, and he had like he would absorb nectar around the area, and then eventually he would be able to find like bandits would start trying to attack him for like a specific. He was kind of like a Yggdrasil in his own way, or he became one. And anyway, they were trying to steal off of him, and so he ended up capturing them. And some of them he turned into zombies. The other ones he just absorbed them and got stronger.
Okay.
He's also like a summoner or something. But anyway,
How'd you feel about the vending machine?
Terrible.
you know what? I actually went back and watched the rest of that anime.
I liked it.
It was alright, you know. I know Squall didn't like it.
It's so boring, bro.
It was interesting.
You didn't watch
to
it
see
for
how
him,
they-
you watched it for the other characters and how they interacted with him.
Yeah. I liked seeing how he got out of the different situations and learning about different vending machines in Japan. You know, I ended up like later on looking up like the different vending machines in Japan because I was watching a lot of Food Guys. So it's just like it's kind of cool to see.
Alright, so are we to blame now for what other anime is it like?
Yeah. Like, what you got?
I got just like Ninja, almost like adventure and like isekai, except for dying and being reborn. It's just that type of feeling. Like, what's that one? Is it wrong to pick up girls in a dungeon? Kind of like that feeling.
Yeah. I
But-
know what anime you're talking about.
Yeah, kind of that feeling, except straight just goblins and not wanting to get strong to impress a girl. But that type of like story building, you know, like they're just it doesn't explain how the world came to be, nothing like that. It's not explaining all this trying to help the world. He's just doing his like what he wants to do. And for Goblin Slayer, or Beard Cutter, whatever the fuck you want to call him, it's just rage towards goblins and killing them. Man didn't give a fuck about the orc. So that's like my thing, is that adventure type of anime to where he's not really trying to help the world and stuff like that. So kind of like that and freeing. I haven't really watched most of it, but kind of like that fairy tale type of vibe.
You gotta watch Ruin at some point. You got to.
I'm
Pretty good.
like 3 episodes deep, and it hasn't gotten good for me, and I don't want to drop it because I know it gets good. Because I watched all of Bleach, and Bleach does have some boring parts here and there. Actually, it has a lot of boring parts, but
This is not.
Yeah,
This should not.
Bleach is awesome though.
Wait, you actually watched it? I can't tell if you're trolling or not.
no,
Dude,
it's just like
I've
That was Hunter's
seen
books.
AMVs
Hunter book is pretty
of
awesome.
it.
best book I've ever read.
See, Blaine's lying, but I'm telling the truth. I've watched Bleach AMVs.
What's MVs?
AMV.
Animated music.
Animated
video.
music video.
Oh yeah.
Back in the paint.
That's how
Back
I
in the
used to
early-
like get
early
anime
2000s.
recommendations. I'll
I
search
still
up,
watch those things, bro.
I'll
They be
search
good
up
as fuck.
AMV, and I'll find a cool looking one, and I'll have to search for the name, and then be like, I gotta watch this shit now.
I remember like one of the AMVs I watched was Gara versus Rock Lee, and then another one was Ichigo versus Grimjow. It's like that's where
Oh
those
damn.
I
Fire
love
ass
watching
fights.
AMVs because they can, like, especially the good ones that know what they're doing. They'll like make the characters in the show like tell the story that the singing shit.
Like, there's a couple AMVs of Dragon Ball I watched when I was younger, and the songs were by Netflix or whatever. Just straight fight scenes, nothing else. Just Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
Like one of my favorite AMVs is shit. It's a Goku and Vegeta one, and it's like
Game.
huh?
Is it the one in Fortnite?
It's 3 Days Grace, and god damn it, I fucking had the name of it when I started saying this, and now I'm wasting time.
You're welcome, buddy.
I think 7 Ninja distracted you there.
Probably. I'm gonna
Alright,
grab
Brock.
my phone because I know if I just type in AMV, it's probably gonna be the first fucking thing to come up. Oh, Time of Dying by, I didn't even grab the phone yet. Time of Dying by 3 Days Grace, a Goku and Vegeta one. The first like verse of the song, they only show Goku clips, and the second verse of the song, they only show Vegeta clips, and like the last verse is only Vegito and Gogeta.
Sounds pretty cool, not gonna lie. Alright, Brock, what are your comparisons of Goblin Slayer?
I've been talking over other people the whole segment, so I'm gonna keep it short. My 2 options that I definitely was going to say had one been taken from me was either Grimgar or maybe, and this the is it wrong to pick up Girls from a Dungeon is a lighter kind of feel. It definitely still has the same characteristics where there's some finality to it, and it's a very very mortalizing adventurer type deal. So. Both of those have already been said. Those are both the ones I agree with. I don't have a third option. So.
Nah, you're good.
Maybe not the food part, but Delicious in Dungeon Combat.
I haven't seen
I
that one
know.
actually.
I can kind of see that.
Because it's like, you know, there are certain spots they're in where it's pretty much over if they fail. So it's like, I'm kind of feeling that there.
Yeah, because
Gotcha.
I think Delicious in Dungeons was kind of based off of D&D too, right?
Yeah.
You know what? I think the reason I like the most, as far as like an anime comparison, it's not the whole anime, but that little arc in Overwatch where he is a knight and he's adventuring with that party. That's the closest I can get to like comparing it to something.
He means Overlord. He's not. He doesn't mean
Oh.
Overwatch. He means Overlord.
Yeah, I was like, the game?
Oh, Overlord.
I just saw this
Ah.
video on Facebook, and it says gym hacks when you forget socks at the gym, and she put a condom over her foot, then slid on a shoe. I had to watch it, so y'all had to know about it.
What the fuck?
Well,
So we know he's Hunter's
I thought
brother.
for sure I was gonna be able to sleep tonight, but now I gotta know that.
Man, just wet socks. That sounds gross, bro. Can't stand wet socks. All right. Favorite scene. Favorite one of the like your top one or two favorite parts from Goblin Slayer. I would start with Brock, but he dipped. Blaine.
The near the end, before he confronted the goddess person or whatever that's blind and stuff, when he had that rage moment of the one eye, when he like just started bashing himself with his memories and didn't let a sole person of his party die and killed everything.
I just watched that like 20 minutes ago.
That has to be my favorite scene. That, or when they used the scroll vortex thingy thing from the ocean, bottom of the ocean, and cut that orc in half with water.
I like that part. Even though I forgot it. Go ahead, Hunter.
It's the same parts that Blaine just said. Those are actually my favorite parts in this show.
Okay. Seven Ninja.
I think my favorite scene was really. I love when the elf and the dwarf are bickering. It just feels like, it becomes that party feel becomes stronger there because that bickering is just endearment. And so I do enjoy seeing that bickering because it just works. And then the other scene's going to be, I think anytime we see the Goblin Slayer, whenever he's using an unconventional weapon, what I mean by that is he usually comes in with that one sword or a sword of some kind, and then he's willing to pick up anything in the area. He's not limited to just something specific. He's willing to use anything in his environment, and so I'm a big fan of that.
Okay. I really like that how strategic Goblin Slayer is. Like, he's like, I can't remember specifics, but he's always like giving the team some knowledge. Oh no, we got to do this because the goblins are going to be coming around this corner, or goblins usually have like a leader of some sort. Like, we got to be prepared for that, or we got to step up and do this and that, Like, and then like I remember there was like a boat scene where they were like, I think running away from goblins or something. I can't remember the specifics, but he like completely took control and like strategized how they were gonna escape or fight on the boat. So I thought that was really cool.
You're looking at season 2 now.
I didn't watch season 2.
I know what you're talking about. They were exiting the
first time they
sewers
go
or
under
something.
Yes,
Oh,
the
okay.
sewers,
Okay, I got
the
you.
sewers. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead, Hunter.
One
You
thing,
said you had something to add.
Squall Rush had reminded me when you started talking about strategy. I especially loved the way that his knowledge is obviously gained through experience. Like, it's not like he read a book or some shit. Like, everything that he knows is because he's been through this shit 100 times before,
His lived experience, if you will.
Definitely. So it's really cool to see like I definitely agree with Seven Ninja's point with like the berserker stuff, but like he's like a smart berserker, if that makes sense, like a very experienced berserker.
Also, like the scenes where what's her name, his companion is like telling him, he's like, this is not a conversation if blah blah blah, and then they made him say no poison, fire, or like water torture towards the goblins, and they'll all go. And he was like, fine, I agree, or whatever. And then he did that whole soul last mission without doing any of that before the first season ended.
All right, Brock. We were on like favorite scene, or you could just say something you like about the show, like
I just
one
like the
one
whole-
specific thing.
I liked at the end of the first season. I mean spoilers, I guess. I don't know who all is watching this, but just at the end, the whole like him being in the adventure guild, like just trying to convince everybody that hey, this is a problem that's coming, and then everybody's like, oh, ha ha ha, whatever, and then like eventually through some kind of coercion, or the people he's saved, or people that also finally were, spoke up and said, no, wait, he's right. This is something we should deal with. I just enjoyed that whole scene, like, because it seemed like he was just kind of a typical loner for just the longest of time, and then just through helping people, he people have respected him and know what he's about, instead of just thinking like, oh, he's that weird Goblin Slayer guy.
Yeah.
So
I
not
think it
even
was
a
like
fight
go
scene
ahead.
or anything. Not even a fight scene or anything, but just people coming to the realization of how important he actually is. Was kind of a cool thing to witness.
Yeah, I think it was like because Mommy Milkers, his old childhood friend, she was like about her village was about to get attacked because he saw like goblin footprints, and she didn't want to leave, so he had to he tried to rally some troops over there and like protect her, and like I guess like some of the guild members they were like, oh yeah, he helped us out before, let's go help him out, and then but mostly everybody was like nah, and then I think the guild was like, hey, we'll offer 1 coin for every goblin you guys kill, so then everybody started joining in to help. So I don't remember what the clerk's motive or the guild's motive was for giving out coins for that, but it was cool.
The motive in this case, from my understanding, is this guy never asked for help for anything. It's not normal for him to do it. Like he might help someone do something, but for the most part, this is his solo road. This is all he ever does. And so for him to come out of his way to ask you for help is crazy.
Yep.
So receptionist, I mean, she liked him ahead of time. We already kind of knew that, but like the receptionist is very serious about her job, and so therefore it's like when she notices little things about her hunters like that, that she realized this is very serious, and it's just adventurer needs to get paid, so they kind of paid more attention in some way. It didn't have to be extravagant. The idea that it's a singular gold in their world probably still kind of low price, but
Okay.
yeah, it's really clear that it was a very important thing because he came out there and asked.
I like it. Yeah, I remember there was like this whole thing about Goblin Slayer being a harem. Let me see if I can find a face to reveal. like
He's got like
Deku.
a dragon wizard and a gnome guy, like an older gnome dude, right? Like it's not just a harem.
All right, guys, you guys ready
Some
for
people
the
are
Goblin
into that.
Slayer face reveal?
No, I don't want to see it.
All right, we'll
I'm not
check this
looking
out.
I'm not looking.
It's like Master Chief taking his helmet off. What are you trying to do here?
Yeah, for real.
Nah, don't do it like that, Squall. Don't do it like that, Squall. Come on now. Come on, Squall.
Squidward fancy pants. I think this might be his face reveal right here.
I mean, Squilliam Fancy Pants.
Now, handsome word.
There's a YouTube guitarist out there called The Do, and he never reveals his face on any of his videos. So I'm sure it's out there, but sometimes I just don't want to know. Like it's
like-
part of the experience.
Like Daft Punk.
I don't know who that is.
It's a
I know,
couple
I'm
of
just kidding.
EDM. Oh,
Or like
So-
Marshmallow, right?
He's living under a rock.
We're
All
about
right,
the
anything
same
else?
age. I'm sure we're pretty familiar with most of the same things, Squall.
yeah. All right. Anyone else got anything they want to bring up for Goblin Slayer?
No.
All right.
I wish
Well,
they
we can
show
move on.
nipple.
Yeah,
You
show
read the
nipples.
You need to read the manga.
Of course, I didn't read the manga. I can't
I
fucking
know.
rewire my brain to read right to left.
I got the Nintendo controller.
All right. Gaming segment starts now. We'll do something basic. We can do Grand Theft Auto.
And how we would handle things.
Should have brought that up when I asked.
Like I said, in the middle of that, if it runs out fast.
Okay. All right, we are back, guys. We're back with some Grand Theft Auto talks. You guys can bring up any. We'll start. We can bring up any Grand Theft Auto. We're talking about Grand Theft Auto across the board. Yeah, I have knowledge about Grand Theft Auto 3, a little bit of San Andreas, and Grand Theft Auto 5. I played Grand Theft Auto 5 so much that I'm permanently sick of that game. So whenever people hit me up to play it, I'm like, nah, bro, I can't anymore. Can't.
No, you definitely can, because you don't even know about the new shit, and it's fucking awesome.
All right, well, explain yourself. What new shit for all the viewers out there?
First of all, Grand Theft Auto 5 is like the only one that I'm even willing to talk about. The other ones were fun to play until Grand Theft Auto 5 Online came out. Because that shit is fucking incredible. The amount of freedom that you can get in that game and the life that you can build for yourself in that game is fucking fantastic. I built a whole goddamn criminal empire of mercenaries on there called the Street Mercs, because you can have your own crew. And I recruited my little brother Blaine here into there. We got about 15 members, and every single one of us except for Blaine is above level 200. I got buku businesses. I got a motorcycle club. I got a weed farm. I got a forgery document business. I got an underground gun running business. I own a fucking plane hangar. I got all kind of shit in there. But back to my crew. Everybody in my crew has 3 crew outfits. You have the Battle Merc outfit, the Merc Casual outfit, and the Grunt Style outfit. And like literally no other game that I've ever played brings as much fun memories as whenever I'm playing with the boys on GTA Online, doing heists and other missions, or just randomly doing stupid shit all throughout the world, like going mud riding or wrecking each other and shit. All time, one of my favorite games. Absolute 5 stars out of 5.
Here I thought we were having fun on the Nerding Out podcast. Or the Sinzu talks, the Fortnite. Oh man, I'm gonna go cry now.
Yeah,
Get
Hunter
on
over here
GTA
is
with
cheating
us.
on us.
Cheating.
GTA doesn't have crossplay.
I feel abused.
The new one does. GTA Online does. We can play together.
That's just GTA 5 Online.
Yeah, exactly.
That doesn't have crossplay.
Yeah, it does. That's why they came out with it. It's a separate game from the Grand Theft Auto 5.
What? This is news to me, bro. Let me look this
That's
up.
why I was trying to get you to play with me a month ago.
Nah, the only thing I do on GTA whenever I get on there is just drive around some cars. Like,
No,
I want to
GT.
Yeah, I'll
See,
give
like,
it that. The game can be really boring really fast if you play alone. But if you got some buddies that you playing with, that shit is fucking phenomenal.
No, GTA Online doesn't have crossplay.
I thought for sure it did.
Yeah. I mean, I did enjoy the game when I did play it, but once we had access to Bogdan's, I did Bogdan so many times for like me and the homies, and like we just got it back. You guys know the Bogdan glitch?
I
Is
remember
that the
hearing
one at
about
the end of the Pacific Standard heist when, like, right when you get to the bridge, you quit your game?
It's I forget. That doesn't sound familiar though. You go underwater, you like kill a bunch of like Russians, I think, and then you meet Bogdan and like this AI robot, and like the AI robot like played you the whole time, pitted you against like Bogdan, and then you basically gotta escape out of there and fly your plane back to like the hangar, and then once you like the cutscene starts, you gotta end it. You gotta quit the game, and then your friend gets $1 million.
I never played that shit ever. I don't even think you're talking about Grand Theft Auto 5 right now. But I love the Dr. Dre missions. Those are fun.
Yeah,
Dre
it's like
missions.
so to the
It's
point.
Dr. Dre. Can't
Yeah,
remember
me
that
and Blaine
one.
did all the whole Dr. Dre campaign together.
I didn't get paid shit for it.
Damn, you robbed Blaine of
Under
his
the
money,
tape.
Hunter?
No, I didn't. You don't get to set the prices like the other heists on that one. I thought that we were getting paid equally. I didn't know Blaine was getting paid like 20,000 per mission. But he wound up getting like over $500,000 from it anyway by the time we was done, because of the some of them he gets like 100,000 or whatever. But if you do, like, if you, Blaine, if you lead the campaign, if we do it again, then you get the bigger money and I get the smaller money.
Like him and our buddy Ethan died in like one of the missions, and then I finished it, and I was the only one left in the cutscene. What do? I still get paid the least.
Damn, bruh.
You get
Y'all
$1
robbed him.
million. You get $1 million 3 different times on that campaign. So like every 5th mission or so, you'll get if you're hosting it, you get $1 million. So by the end of it, you got like $3.5 million or some shit.
So what I'm hearing is, Blaine, you should have been hosting it.
I gotta do.
Well,
so
he
much
didn't.
stuff.
You have to buy the office first, and that's why we was bringing him on the missions, because we thought that he would get paid like we got paid. We only ever soloed it. We never did it with other people. So we brought him. We was like, you gonna be able to buy it, like even with the upgrades. And then Blaine was like, I didn't get paid $1 million. Fuck.
Yeah. He got the office. He deserved it, you know. It makes sense.
He was still low level anyway, so
Yeah.
he needed all that shit. So now, Blaine, you can buy the office.
I'll be right back. Sorry.
You're good. One thing I did like about Grand Theft Auto was like the cars. Like a lot of the cars were based off of real cars in real life.
Yeah.
It's gotten
Yeah.
even better. They added like
that.
drift events, an underground car scene, and all that.
Yeah, that's where I kind of stopped playing. Like they added a drift mode, and like I think I bought my own what is it, car something like your own garage, I think, something with,
Yeah.
like a workshop. There you go, like a car workshop. I bought my own of that, and then that's kind of like where I stopped playing. Like they added like the two-tone colors you can add to the cars. So
Dude, we got
that's
hydraulics.
oh shit. Oh wait, that's an old thing though, isn't it? You can do that with like the old school
With Benny.
cars.
Yeah, me and Blaine both have the Paul Walker car from Too Fast, Too Furious.
Yeah, I think they had like I made like the second gen Eclipse Paul Walker style with like the like the graphics on it and
Mitsubishi?
stuff. Yeah, it's like the Maibatsu something in this game.
They have all the cars from Fast and the Furious on Grand Theft Auto now. Like they even have that car that Letty had in Fast 8 where she was going across the snow in like it was like a car, but it had big ass tires.
Let me look
It was
this
like an
up.
armored car.
Bloody armored car. Fast 8.
8.
My youngest snagged all the pizzas, so now my oldest is upset about it. I gotta make him some more food.
Makes sense.
That sucks. That really sucks. I'd be mad too. Hey, when
Well,
my sister eats all the food.
Jensen wanted to play stupid games on my phone, so he prioritized playing games over eating, and that's what happened.
So don't blame the youngest for being selfish. Blame the oldest for not paying
But wait.
attention.
Make him wait an hour so he understands the weight of his actions now.
I'm not gonna let him starve.
So this is the car you're talking about, Hunter?
I'm on Xbox. I can't see.
Shit.
Let me grab my phone.
Here. Let
It's
me.
got like
I'll
a
take,
red deer
I'll
guard,
take a screenshot.
lights on top. It's like a silver kind of ATV looking tires.
What the fuck? Who played that?
Where are you sending it to me?
Alright, I sent it in the little chat.
Yeah, it's got that one. That one's on GTA Online now.
Okay. Yeah, they got a
Rocket League.
I really enjoyed their car selection. They have like Camaros, they got the ZL1 Camaro, they got the new C8 Corvettes. Like their car selection's pretty nice. I thoroughly enjoyed that, and like the car customizations and stuff.
I just wish they did their tattoos better though.
Like
Yeah.
how?
Like
Fuck you, Ninja.
That's clearly not me.
like the with how it is you could like have a tattoo on your forearm, but then you can't get a tattoo on your bicep and stuff like this. Like you could pick exactly where you want a certain tattoo, make it a certain size and stuff like that. Like you could do a decals on like Need for Speed games, on vehicle games, like stuff like that. So you could choose where you want your tattoo, like exactly to be and all that.
Yeah,
Okay.
it gives heavy Xbox 360 vibes.
Yes, and PS3.
Yeah, I mean it was on the PS3 at first, so
Yeah,
I can
PS3
see-
and Xbox 360. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I remember,
3 gens ago.
yeah, dude. Fucking on PS2, there's like 3 different Grand Theft Autos, but GTA 5 is on 3 different generation of consoles.
Yeah. The Xbox 360, Xbox One, Xbox Series S, X,
Mm-hmm.
PS3, PS4, and PS5. Fuck. Damn.
Yeah. GTA
Yeah, they-
5, Dead Online.
They milked the shit out of
They
GTA
did.
5. I think people are buying shark cards. That's why. Like ain't me. I just did the Bogdans. My friend showed me the Bogdan glitch, and then there was even like a PlayStation community for Bogdans, like where people would just do Bogdans for each other. But I'm pretty sure a lot of people are on there just like scamming people. Like, cause I remember I did a Bogdan for one guy, and like he was like, "Hey, you trying to do 2 Bogdans? You do 2 for me, and I'll do 2 for you." I'm like, "Nah, bro. I'm sick of these missions. Like, I just want to do one, and you do one back." And then he just like, and then he blocked me after that. So he just got a free $1 million. I'm glad I probably would have fell for that if I had more time, or if I wasn't sick of the missions.
Yeah, well, they have a new heist that you can do with just 2 people called the KO Perico heist. And y'all each get like $1.5 million from it if
Fuck
you just do
that heist.
2 people. And then, like, well, Blaine's saying fuck that heist because we had a moron for a fucking guide. But literally, when you just do it as 2 people, the heist is so easy. You don't even need a fucking glitch. You just do that over and over again to farm money. That's what everybody does now.
Okay, yeah, because like the Bogdan glitch, this was like like the fastest mission you can get 1,000,000 for, but like the reason why you made it a glitch is because it was a 3-part like little heist thing. So if you complete it, then you go on to part 3, and then you got to start all over from part 1 again to get to part 2. So this heist you're talking about, this heist you're talking about is just a singular one.
It's a regular heist. Like you do some setups, and then after the setups you do, it's a 3-part heist. So like you do a few setups, and then you do like the first heist, and then you do some more setups. You do the second heist, and then the third one. That's when you go to KO Paris, rob them. And like I said, if you do it with just 2 people, it's easy as fuck. Like the way the mission is set up is like the more people you have, the harder it is to do it, because it's about like getting caught, and there's only so many avenues you can take. So like once my buddy Thala like brought me, it was just me and him, and he showed me how easy it was. I was like, there's no need for anyone to ever do glitches again, because just on this mission alone, each person gets $1.5 million, and then you're also getting paid for all the setups and other shit you did before that as well. And it's easy as fuck.
7 Ninja, do you have any knowledge about the game?
I mean, I know about GTA. I played it. I played a lot of the stunt races and stuff like that. I played a lot of the events they allowed. But if I'm going to be real, the only thing that would ever come back to play GTA 5-4 would just to be to see what the new cars are and what new races are going to be. Because the way I was looking at it was, yeah, I could go grind out all these cars and get these vehicles, but at the end of the day, what am I going to do? Drive around and shoot people with it? Like, that's pretty much all I'm going to go do. So, might as well just play with them in the races. That's about it. I mean, I wanted to try out the flying bike one time, but that was about it.
Oh, the oppressor?
I got the upgraded oppressor to where it doesn't glide, like it actually hovers.
Yeah, like Oppressor Mark II, I think it's called.
Yeah. I got rockets on that bitch too.
Yeah, that's the most toxic thing in the game.
Yeah, well,
I just remember joining and people were just destroying my car over and over and over because of that shit.
Yeah, I only play in invite-only lobbies, and I'm really glad that they made it to where all your missions, like even with your businesses, your offices and stuff, you can do everything in an invite-only.
Yeah, I remember the grifting was bad when I first joined. Like, there is some,
and it
I think I was in.
It showed how toxic motherfuckers really are. Because
yeah, for real.
You like, if you finish the mission, you get like fucking, it could be $1 million drop. But if they fuck it up, they get $2,000. What the fuck can you even do in GTA with $2,000?
Yeah, I definitely remember how bad the grifting was. What'd you say, 7 Ninja?
To buy you a sandwich.
A haircut or two. A tattoo.
A E-Cola and a Pissweiser.
Pisswasser. Was it Pissweiser? I thought it was Pisswasser.
I think it's Wasser.
Yeah, I remember those. You can actually get drunk in the game and high. I thought that was pretty cool. Like, I used to just go hit the bong all the time, like when I was in that game. And then like whenever you buy a house, your house has like some weed in it or some alcohol for you to like hit or drink. That's really cool.
I remember the first time Artemisia ever played it, she played with me, and I have the most expensive apartment in the game, and I brought her to it because that's where you start the first heist at. So like, we got into my apartment and she was like taking a look around. She's like, oh, okay, this is cool and everything. And then like when she was done, like the whole time she was there, I was at the coffee table hitting the bong. And so like she comes back to the living room and she's like, are you ready to start the heist? And I was like, hang on, I'm getting high. And like, she must have looked at me right when I said that, because she laughed for about 15 fucking minutes. whenever that happened.
Yeah, I like some of the game mechanics on there. Like, I think when you get drunk and you actually get behind a wheel and start driving, like the car, like, will all of a sudden just kind of like dip right on you a little bit. Like, oh, what the fuck? I didn't do that.
Yeah, it's not at all like driving drunk in real life.
Don't incriminate yourself.
He's gonna do it anyway.
What's it called?
I'm not gonna stop. I gotta get home somehow. Fuck.
Oh my god. Anyways, let's see. But yeah, I remember the grifting was real bad in the beginning. I remember there'd be some of the most hood ratchet fools on GTA when the game first started on PS3, bro. Like, I remember like I just get on a random lobby and like some dude just starts chasing me in a car. I'm like, I'm just trying to get away from him. I like drove my own car up like a mountain for like 5-10 minutes. This fool's still chasing me going, yeah, squaw. I'm like, I don't even know what squaw is, bro. Like, what the fuck is this guy doing? Like, and it just annoyed the shit out of me how long he chased me and kept shooting me over and over.
Rushing you, and he called you Squaw, and now your name is Squaw Rush. Coincidence?
No, I don't know. I think it's a slang term for someone.
It's a trauma name.
Illuminati confirmed.
All right, guys, that was the end of Nerding Out podcast. Nah. Yeah, I don't know what that was about. Yeah, the grifting is bad. I think one of my friends, when we were doing those botting glitches for each other over and over, he bought himself a tank and he was so mad at all the grifters that he was just blowing up random people with the tanks, with the tank, and they couldn't do anything back because he was in a tank. And then apparently he got put in a bad person lobby for grifting.
Oh yeah, you can get put in a purgatory lobby if you do that shit to people too much. A purgatory lobby, when you spawn in, you're surrounded by tanks that are all aggroed on you, and you just have to keep on dying until your mentality goes down.
I think he got put in that like lobby for like a week or something. Like, it was a time limit week. Yeah, that shit was funny though. I thought it was hilarious because he was like so happy he got a tank and he could grift back, and then he was just so sad that he got put in this grifter lobby. Did you ever play the game, Brockstrap? GTA 5?
I played a little bit. I was kind of along the same idea of, man, I just get into this lobby and get trashed on by everybody for no reason whatsoever. So I just didn't really play a lot. I played with my brother and I played with my friend Ben back when we all were on our, whatever game we were playing. I did play a lot of San Andreas back in the day on my PS2. It was pretty fun. I enjoyed doing like the flying in the car sheet and like just spawning whatever cool car you wanted at any time. And it's pretty good. I never actually played any of the stories really at all. I started playing kind of the San Andreas story a little tiny bit, and then I don't know what happened. I just eventually came back off of it. But not a game that I typically go out and just. I mean, I can play it casually, I guess, but it's not one of my favorite of all time. So.
I have a very fond memory of I was riding with the guy. No, I was driving the guy's car. He was in the car with me. And he said, we need to get to this spot for the heist. And before we started the heist, I was like, let me just jump out of the car while I'm driving towards the water. And so he's still in the car, and he switches over, and now he's got to pay insurance on his car. It was pretty great. Another time, I remember I set his car on fire with a gasoline jug. And because he was still in there, it cost him money twice. So, I remember those times. It was pretty great. He was pissed for like a couple days. I didn't care. It was great.
Was this a good friend of yours?
He was a neutral friend. I mean, I was just like, he's good. He was a good guy. It's just, I had to get him. It was necessary. It's like I got rock strapped the other day. It was pretty good.
Oh my god. More like you got secret cold sauce. Nah.
Bro, I got them both. That was glorious. Man, Blaine, I wish you were there, bro. I wish we would have saved that, dude.
Blaine
Dude,
was there.
I
You got
believe
him
it
too
was-
the first time you got us. You got us at the same time.
Man.
I don't
I
feel
had a
got,
fucking-
man. I don't
I'm
feel
over here
got.
trying to build something, and I'll just hear Ninja. You want to just come help me out before he comes destroys your house? Me and Ninja over there grinding away, just killing this motherfucker instead of just leaving.
Bro,
Well,
I mean,
I
he
was
was
talking
literally
about the
going for your
knocking
house.
doors.
It was so clear. And then Squall decides to drop another one right beside his house. I was like, Squall, no!
Well, it was by you. I forgot that you were by his house. Because you dropped one on Hunter and I, and then I was like, how
Just
the
like-
hell did he do that?
Good luck, pickaxe.
Man,
Yeah, good times. Good times. Well, note to self, don't play Grand Theft Auto with 7 Ninja.
Yeah. If we're playing Minecraft and we're playing creative, I might just drop some TNT and just put it in certain areas. And so like I'd make it set up where like I'd place it in a way where like you wouldn't know it's there until the lava hits it. So you know you wouldn't know it's there until the lava hits it. And
You
by
are
then
so
I'm gone.
evil.
By
I thought
then
you were
I'll
a
be
good
gone.
guy. I thought you were a good guy this whole time.
I can
I've
be.
told you that dude's evil.
I can be what I wanna. You know. But you'll never know.
Let's see. I remember in Grand Theft Auto 5, I even got high with Franklin. And it's funny, like the thoughts that he has when he gets high, like in story mode. He'll just be sitting, like, cause like when you're high in online, like your characters don't talk. It's just you get visuals and stuff like that. But like the story mode characters, he'll be like thinking in his head, like he'll just be thinking, like asking him a bunch of random questions, like why this, why that. And then like at the end, he's like, why? It's like, what the fuck, bro?
Yeah.
I do remember the weed farms though, like that Hunter was talking about. But I remember the weed farms didn't pay that much. I always thought it was like the cocaine little like business you had. Those were like the more higher paying ones.
He's not here.
Hunter, are you there? I thought you would confirm or deny this.
What's going on? Say words to me.
He's gone. He's gone.
Like I remember the weed farms not paying much on GTA Online.
Well, I got mine fully upgraded, and whenever I got my bar all the way across my product bar, I can sell it in one mission for $1 million.
Because I remember it was the cocaine like businesses; those were the higher paying ones.
Yeah, the cocaine one is not worth it at all because them bitches get raided by the cops all the time.
Just go in there with an oppressor, and then you can just blow them up real quick.
Or I could just have a weed farm and not worry about doing that.
Yeah,
he's
I
not
remember
oppressor.
the gun ones, like the underground gun ones. That's under your club, right? That you'd have.
No, not on the club. The gun running mission is an underground bunker, like a military bunker.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I did have a bunker. I remember that.
What is your
I just
favorite
remember having
radio
it.
station?
What was your favorite? What?
Radio station on there.
Fly low.
The pop one.
I like that nonstop talk radio. They be saying some crazy shit on there.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
non-stop pop.
That girl's pretty great. So the sky is blue and grass is green. Yeah.
What was that about? You said something like that, like Hunter, why is the sky blue or some shit?
I was just sitting there thinking, I could ask Cold Sauce any question, and somehow it's gonna be wild. I just know the answer is gonna be crazy. So I asked him, and what did he say? What did he say?
Oh, you tell us. The suspense is killing me.
Because I think it was the main.
Because it's depressed that I stay inside.
Yeah, exactly. So I was just like, what I was thinking was, I'm just gonna ask Cold Sauce a question, because we were talking about Sensu talks at the time, and I was like, I'll just ask Cold Sauce some questions we ever have some downtime, and see what else, some wild stuff he'll start saying.
I love this idea.
Yeah.
You got any more questions for him?
No. You know what? It's not Sensu talks. That means we gotta be a little more PG, a little more than usual. So I think it's not a smart idea. Sensu is whatever. Anyway,
all right. Anyone else got any last words for GTA? I think we can move on to the pondering segment next.
Yeah, that's fine.
Alrighty. Pondering segment starts now. Alright, guys. We are back. Alright, take it away, Ninja. What is the pondering topic?
All right. So, the question of today is, what gets you to lock into an anime? What is something about this anime? It can be a couple of things, it can be a singular thing. What is it that'll cause you to really, really enjoy an anime? And an extra will be, what is a huge turnoff for you?
All right.
I blame the answer to be the first one.
Me?
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. So, what was the question again?
Blind, be careful!
All right. What?
It was
causes
what do you to enjoy one, and what makes you not enjoy one.
Yes.
Okay. One, very good story writing. I love that. Really good fight scenes. I love that. Mainly isekais. Love those. Super confusing power system. Love that. Like Bleach. What makes me not enjoy one is very bad cringe moments that make me want to, cry, and very, very bad, very terribly story building and pacing. Those get me to where I just don't want to do anything.
Okay.
Brockstrap.
Pacing is a definite turnoff. Like I don't get me wrong, I love Dragon Ball Z, right? Love Dragon Ball Z. When it takes you like 50 episodes, and I'm exaggerating obviously, to build up a spirit bomb while the rest of your team's is getting wiped by Frieza. I'm just like, I love this, but man, I wish it was a little quicker. Right, so pacing is definitely any build up with a very, very dissatisfying like drop or what, like, yeah, just it is bad. I don't really know what draws me, because like I feel like I've watched so much that now I can't really, even the ones that I don't like, I just finish. So I don't know if there's any writing's definitely gotta be good. I like good music, when you're watching Bleach and and all of a sudden you have the guitar come out of nowhere just riffing, and then you have like the angelic black church lady chorus come in and start just wailing it out. Like, just, it's awesome. It gets you pumped. You want to have a good music to go with like a good fight. It's like an additive that makes like a drink even better drink, right? So the music along with the fighting's got to be good. The action, I don't know. I like fast pace. Sometimes you like see slow-mo stuff, right? Like, I'm not a big slow-mo guy. I just kind of like the clash. Not like people teleporting all around like in Dragon Ball, right? Where you can't even really see them anything. I like to see the hit, and I like to feel the heaviness of that hit, right? So some animation does it really good, and some animation doesn't. But yeah, I don't know. I just I'll watch anything from like Death Note, you know, which is more of an intellectual, to a high school rom-com, right, to where, or a situation comedy kind of thing that's kind of fun. I'll watch most stuff, and I don't know what really. I definitely like a certain look, I guess, just the character models. I've never watched One Piece, nor do I care to. All the characters look goofy.
I feel that.
You know, Attack on Titan wasn't bad, but all those Titans were really just whacked out looking, right? I didn't. The one that had too big of a head to even use its little body to walk around. Like, I thought that was kind of. But yeah, the character models got to be kind of looking decent, you know. But yeah, I don't know what draws me necessarily. I look at it. If I know it has a super long title that's ridiculous, like I'll watch those because typically they're not terrible.
Yeah.
Who was coming up with those random ass like
I don't know.
senses for anime names? Was that you, Brock, or was that you?
I was reading. I was on Crunchyroll and I was just reading them off. Like, yeah, I think it was Wednesday night after the thing came up, but I was just, or maybe even after last Sunday, I was just reading them off. The stream was over, but I was just having fun.
All right, who's next? Seven Ninja.
Hot sauce. Ordinary hot sauce. What do you got for us today?
What gets you locked in on an anime and what turns you off on an anime?
Oh yeah, like if it feels original. Like if I don't have those thoughts of like, oh, this is just like some other anime that are like, and then also like it has to be exciting. Like basically the way that what keeps me watching the anime is how many times I get excited while watching each episode. Like if I go a whole 3 episodes without getting excited, then you're losing me. Like you better have some very exciting moments and shit that I want to see in the future that hasn't happened yet for me to keep going after that. Like that's when I start either dropping animes or dropping episodes. If I don't have at least one exciting moment within 3 episodes.
Right.
And that's literally the only way I gauge it. Like there's now like some turn offs, like shit that'll make me go, I don't want to finish this shit. Is like when there's too much of the perverted stuff. Like,
yes.
They were right on the line, like right there next to too much perverted stuff in Dan to Dan for me.
Okay. All right, my turn? Or is it your turn, Seven Ninja?
I figured he was gonna keep going if I'm gonna be real with you. But
yeah.
I guess we can stop there. I figured he was going to say when the protagonist at the very start is weak or something like that.
Yeah.
Doesn't want to fight.
I don't want a weak protagonist. I hate that motherfucker. I hate all them weak fucking protagonists. If I feel like I could do a better job than you, I don't want to be watching you do it.
Well, if they're already strong, what kind of progression is there?
My bad, go ahead.
It's not about progression. It's about excitement and
badassery. You can't have a story if there's no progression.
You can progress in a story without progressing in power.
Well, it's about the character development. If they're kind of weak and sad and mopey, then they grow into that coming of age character. Like,
Well,
like I
y'all
know
can
you don't
have
like
fun
My
watching that
Hero.
shit.
Like if you're talking about Ichigo or something of that nature, he was already strong technically as like a human high school kid, but then he became even stronger as a Soul Reaper. So like there's still progression even
It's
in those
not-
kind of like
Nah,
There's not a lot
he
of
likes
animes that
Ichigo.
I'll watch that is like that, where like at first the protagonist sucks. Like Naruto is one of them. But
Yeah.
like for the most part, I like animes like Baki, where he's a badass, he knows he's a badass, and this is a chapter in his life that was badass.
probably
Nah,
wouldn't
he-
like
he-
Kenichi then.
He likes Ichigo. He doesn't like characters like Deku, who are like crying and mopey and sad in
Fucking
the
hate
beginning.
that shit.
Is
He
he
also
mopey
doesn't
and sad
like
anymore?
And he grows out of that. But
Yeah.
I don't
So you
think
should
Hunter wants
watch
to
it to
put
see
time
that
in.
not happen.
No, I'm not gonna wait around. I don't have to watch this shit. Like it's not a religion. Like there's shit that's fun to watch and there's shit that's not fun to watch. And watching some motherfucker cry until something traumatizes him to where he wants to be something
Very
cool.
best.
Yeah,
No one
I'm
ever
not. Yeah, exactly. Like I'm not sitting around waiting to watch your trauma happen. Like I've had enough shit happen. I want to see some cool shit. I don't care about like your little tears and your backstory and the fact that your brother killed your whole family and it doesn't matter.
Sasuke?
Go watch
Hey,
the
you.
new one, Sasuke.
And Jiren.
Alright, what locks me in on an anime is definitely like I kind of agree with Calfani in the chat. He said the power systems, like the power system and the animation of the power system. Like you can have an awesome power system, but the animation's trash. Oh god, get out of here. But like when I was talking about like Dan when before I even watched it, Seven Ninja, when you explained it, it was about ghosts and aliens. I'm like, I don't know about that, bro. That doesn't sound like my type of anime. And then it was just getting talked about left and right. And then like when you watch it, they actually have like powers and shit. I'm like, yo, this is actually kind of lit. What the fuck? And like the animation was fire as fuck too. So that gets me locked in. Oh, and then like if something crazy happens, like I think the first episode of Attack on Titan I seen was like episode 2 when the village is getting raided and like everyone's getting eaten and chomped on left and right. I was like, that shit got me locked in. And then Chino says slow pace is a turn off. I agree with the slow pace being a turn off. I can't think of any specific animes that was like a very like slow pace ones that was turn. Oh, Sword Art Online. You know, Sword Art Online got me locked in with like the fighting in the beginning, but after episode 8 when Kirito almost died, and then like him and his girl were like Kirito and Asuna, they were just like in the cabin in the woods just doing lovey-dovey shit for like hella episodes. I was so bored of that shit, bro. Like I'm surprised I powered through the full season after that. Attack on Titan is a slow pace. Yeah, I could see that. It does have slow moments every now and then, but when it's lit, it makes like the slow moments all that more worth it, like to go through. Because it had like, yeah, it had like I can't really say Sword Art Online had like big payoff moments for me, like to put me through those slow moments. Like Attack on Titan had big payoffs for me, like when powering through those slow moments. Another big turnoff. I agree with Hunter. But for me, it's like I put it like when the anime turns into hentai. Like I'm like, bro, come on, bro. What the fuck? Like High School of the Dead, when they had that shower bath scene, I was like, bro, are you fucking kidding me, bro? Like, I'm not trying to watch hentai here. I'm trying to watch an anime. Like, if I want to watch hentai, I'll go to Rule 34 or some shit. You know?
You got some good
Hey.
ones on X videos.
Yeah, I'll go to X videos or some shit. You know, I'm not trying to
Anime
watch
or
hentai.
something.
Yeah, I'm trying to watch anime, not do this shit.
Yeah, but there's a website called Hanime. It's just like anime, but in front of anime, there's an H.
Oh, I heard about that one. And
It's like
my old
new hentai haven. Yeah.
But like my friends who showed me that they tried to be like, we don't go there to watch hentai, we watch the story. I'm like, bro, shut the fuck up. I'm not gonna go on that
I know a
website.
person like that too.
Oh wait.
Yeah,
What?
I swear.
There's
I'm
people
only
that
there for
actually
the
claim that.
story.
Did you tell them that there's like stories that are better in actual anime? Like, did they not know? Did they get into anime from their porn addiction? Like, how does that work?
I mean, they're trying to get me. They're trying to get me into watching anime for the story. I'm like, no, fuck you guys. I'm not going to that site, bro.
Be a gooner.
Gooner.
Different kind of blast.
But yeah, that turns me off
Oh,
when it's a hentai. What, yeah. That homie Alex Chino, he knows the guys I'm talking about who are trying to get me into watching.
Expose them, Squall. Expose them. Nah, don't do that. Don't do that.
I like to watch animes I can watch around my kids, right? I don't want anything too sus to happen to where, like, they can't be in the room.
Yeah, I definitely feel that. I have a
Well,
different reason. But yeah, go for it. 7 Ninja.
Well, I guess the number one thing for me that causes me to lock into an anime is you give me a concept of Delicious in Dungeons is how do we turn monsters into food in order to survive, to reach my sister or main dude's sister. And so you give me a concept and you stick to that concept. Don't try to go through other stereotypes or other trends in order to try to get me to like it. Stick to your concept, and that if it's good enough, I'm gonna keep watching anyway. The vending machine, as boring as it was, learning more and more about Japan's vending machines was a very interesting thing to me. Versus I didn't really care too much. I mean, the girl was falling in love with the vending machine. That's kind of weird, but at the same time, bonding happens, I guess. He was a human inside there, right? I think for me though, so I say this a lot, and I don't know if you guys remember, but I said that I'm really tired of sword heroes, and the reason is, and it's kind of going to people that just do martial arts as well, but martial arts alone isn't bad, but no. Martial arts as a addition is fine, but I'm not the biggest fan of just sword heroes. And the reason is at some point you start seeing the same stuff over and over and over, and it gets to a point where I got to a point where I was just like, my biggest turnoff for a lot of at least if we're talking about main was and anime main was, I like Sun Jin-woo. I had my reasons for liking Sun Jin-woo. He reminded me of a rogue at first thing, but at the end of the day, a lot of things after that just started being sword heroes. And so I like to see different weapons. I want to see if I see an anime has there's something called a reincarnated or isekai'd into as the Red Ranger is isekai'd into another world or becomes an adventurer. I'm going to check that out because it's different from the norm. It's not just a guy gets sent over there and he gets some cheat skill. This guy came from his world with his own special ability, and so I like seeing something that differences from the norm. I don't like seeing just knights fighting dragons or the demon lord. I want to see a guy with a bow. I don't want to see another mage. I want to see, if you're going to put a monk in there, put a monk. If you're going to show me a barbarian, I want to see the barbarian. I want to see if you're going to show me a system, sometimes I'd like to see a new system. I don't mind necessarily seeing RPG stats and things like that, but explain to me how that stat system works. It could be super simple, and if it's super simple, maybe it's super powerful. At the end of the day, for me, it's a matter of can you commit to your concept, and if you do, I want to see how good the execution is. The biggest turn off for me, Squall, you were there, and Stuff Central, if you're watching, you were there. I talked about how I liked Steins Gate, but I didn't like Ryoma Okabe. And the reason is that everything about the show was fine, but he broke my immersion. It was a super serious show, but then it's like the comedic effect wasn't just, something happened that was like funny with the friends. It was, this guy's going through theatrics and it's causing me to think that this guy might just have mental problems instead of him actually time traveling. Sure, we know that actually it is the truth, he is time traveling, but the reality of the situation is that when you do things like that, it'll pull me away, and because the story goes away from me, and now it's just strictly this guy and why is he acting weird. So that's a really big turnoff for me. The only other big turnoff is I am a hater of any form of incest inside of a story. I'm not a big fan of that at all. Show that I keep saying. A show that I keep saying is a show called Kiss Exes. I remember there's another anime with don't look that up, Jamie. Don't look that up. Don't do it.
I'm not airing it.
But then there's another anime where there's like two kids. They both have silver hair. I have seen something where I think Brock or Blaine, you may know what I'm talking about. The mother is an idol, and she.
Oh Lord, bro.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Like the first part of the show was fine. When that happened, I can still push through a show. Regardless if something happens. But if the show is just strictly about that, that's when issues start to show up. And so, that's a big thing. I guess the last thing for me, although I have been playing a Gundam game recently, so I am kind of enjoying that a little bit, I can't say that I am still a big fan of Gundam as itself. I don't mind mech animes, but I'm not a big fan of Gundam. And I think what I've realized about it is that Gundam feels like people in suits, versus a lot of the mech animes that I like actually feel like mechs.
Is it something like exploring with your mom with a 2-hit ultra skill or some garbage like that? I can't remember.
Oh, you're talking about the mother and the son went to not reincarnated. They got sent into some game world. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, like he didn't know. About. Yeah, he went into the world thinking it was going to be great, not knowing his mom was also going to be sent too, and it was just funny.
Yeah,
but it got kind of like weird at times.
Sketchy. It got sketchy many times. Like it's a disconnect, but it's the concept, and so I took it for what it was. I didn't watch the full thing at the time. I saw like maybe a couple episodes were out, so I may go back and at least try to finish it. But once the line is crossed, I don't want the show strictly being about that. If it is strictly about that, I'm not a big fan.
You know what? If I ever get rich, 7 Ninja, I'm gonna make my own anime. I'm gonna call it Stereotypical Sword Hero.
Already working on that.
A stereotypical sword hero?
No. Somebody in this podcast is already making their own anime.
I'm gonna make my own called Stereotypical Sword Hero just to piss off 7 Ninja.
He's probably gonna have a super big sword. The handle's gonna be extremely small, and he's gonna be swinging it with one hand with his pinky finger. I can see it now. He's gonna be shooting out the glass.
You know what? Since I got Chino in the chat, you know what? One of the biggest turnoffs to anime is Boku no Pico, bro. That was one of the biggest turnoffs of an anime ever, bro. Like, I swear, Chino in the chat showed me that anime, and like I immediately saw that this was a prank, because like they were like, dude, watch Boku no Pico, it's awesome. I'm like, okay, I'll give it a shot. So then I started watching it. Like, oh no, bro. So I was like, it might be good. Let me like try to get through an episode. I got through 30 more seconds of the intro song, and then I gave up, bro. I couldn't do it.
You know what an anime turnoff is? Whatever the whole 6 episodes of Fooly Cooly was. I don't know what it was, man. It was a big old turnoff.
You monster! You monster!
Bro.
What
as much as I
what
like it,
bad anime that is?
How
bad
dare
anime.
you? What were you saying, Seven Ninja?
I was like, I know. As much as I like Fooly Cooley, I understand completely what he's talking about. Because, like, for real though, I was lost the whole time. Like,
That's what made it so awesome.
Oh, it was the opposite of awesome.
I was lost the whole.
I'm like, oh, I watched this for my friend, and only because of my friend, and I'm like, I don't get it, dude.
I mean, me and you normally have the same taste on animes. I'm surprised we have a difference of opinion on this one.
No, that
You
one.
know what? Black Lagoon.
Straight hot garbage. The hottest of all garbage.
You gotta watch Boku no Pico. Don't watch it around your sons.
Nah, don't
Trust me, you won't get through 10 seconds of the intro song.
Wasn't there an anime that, like, you had these females on top of, like, pedestals or something, and they were trying to bounce each other off with their booties?
With their butts.
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about. That's a whole event. I don't know.
That
the
looked
name.
like such a stupid freaking one, dude.
What's the one where that blonde chick had, instead of wearing a bra, she
I have
had
no
two
idea.
dudes hold up,
It's,
like, each with her
I know it was popular and it was getting clips all over Facebook and stuff, and then it just like it was gone one day. I'm like, oh, thank God.
I think it's a game show in Japan, actually, that actually does that.
Let's see. Anime where they hit each other off with their butts. Keijo.
Yeah.
Like, here, I'll type it in the chat. I'm not gonna show it, but here, Keijo,
I'm fine
with a
not
bunch of
watching
exclamation
that.
points.
I'm sure it will be just as thrilling as Fooly Cooley.
I don't want to show this, but there's a part where she's hitting her opponent's face with her booty, bro. So it just shows like her face all up in her ass. Oh, let's see.
Cold sauce will come out of nowhere with that.
Yeah, this looks
Like
like an anime Cold Sauce wants to watch.
Everywhere.
Chino wants to ask about the ghost stories dubbed. Have you guys heard of that?
Oh God!
I watched it.
Yes. Yes, I know exactly what you're talking about. Yes, it's glorious.
Isn't it on
Yeah.
Amazon? I think it's on Amazon Prime actually.
It's also on Crunchyroll.
Yeah, I gotta watch that one. I heard it was like I know like the like they gave like the dub like people like full authority as long as they keep the story intact. So they just kind of went ham on like the yeah. Like I saw clips of it and like people were like making memes on IG about it, and like people in the comments like look, by the way, this is the actual dialogue.
It's like an older kind of like 90s style animation. I mean, it wasn't bad. It reminded me of like Monster Rancher kind of.
Mm-hmm.
With that aesthetic.
Speaking
I actually
of
did
wild,
watch a couple episodes.
How'd you guys
Alright,
feel
yeah.
about Speed Racer?
I'm gonna get off.
But what?
Yeah,
Hour and shit.
How'd you guys feel about Speed Racer?
I gotta
Alright,
feed my
wait, hang
dogs and stuff too.
Alright, Hunter said he's hopping off. Oh, and Blaine.
Yes,
Alrighty,
sir.
peeps. Later, guys.
Later.
Alright, so what'd you say, Seven Ninja?
But how did you feel about Speed Racer? Yeah, Speed Racer. Okay.
I didn't really watch it. Are you talking like when it came out on Toonami, kind of, or like the even earlier one than that?
I'm talking about the old anime where he was basically pulling out guns and stuff on a regular basis.
I mean, I don't know. I didn't watch it really. I can't speak to it.
It's a very, very strange show.
We're
the
talking about
50s
the one
version?
with the Mach 5, right? The
Yeah.
race car that he had.
Oh, what the fuck? He really did pull out guns. What the fuck?
On a regular basis.
I don't remember
don't
this.
I
I'm not
remember this
offended by-
one thing.
I'm not offended by guns, so I mean, I don't care.
I remember this
He
one.
can do whatever
clip.
he wants.
He grabs like the the parachute, like he gets a parachute for himself, and a parachute for this girl. Or the villain's on the plane, he says, "Let me grab the third parachute and jump out the plane." I'm just like, why, bro? Yeah, that's it.
I don't remember guns at all when I was a kid.
He was letting them fly. He was letting them fly. Okay. He was about that life at all times, dude. Someone threw a hatchet at him in one episode. It was a Mexican playing the banjo or something.
I don't know. It's whatever.
We gotta watch the show again for the pod. We got to. Man,
We gotta do a Ghost Stories one.
Ghost Stories, Speed Racer, dubbed. I will watch that one officially dubbed, no question.
Yeah, we gotta do the dubbed one.
I'm rewatching Daima dubbed.
How is it?
So I don't like Kid Goku's voice on Fighters, and I'm pretty sure that's the one that they've used a couple other times as well. Whoever they got to come back for Daima Kid Goku comes kind of close to the OG, like in GT or a regular Dragon Ball. It's not quite there. There's a few things that are off, but outside of that, like I'm pretty happy with it. I know they can't get 100% if they switched up on the voice actors or whatever, but nah, it's not bad. I'm having fun rewatching it, and the dub's not terrible. It's staying pretty close to the story too. I don't see any deviancies from what the subbed has. So as far as the story goes,
Okay.
The weird thing is, Sean Schimmel probably should have been the one voicing it, though. The only reason I say that is that if you listen to the sub voice of Goku and Vegeta inside of Daima, they don't sound too much different from their original bodies. So for them to just change voice actors altogether because they're kids just doesn't make sense.
yeah, I don't know. I mean, you could say that's easy for Goku to do because he sounds the same as an adult as he did for the as a kid. It's always been what, Matsuko Aizawa, right, or whatever her name is. But the Vegeta kinda, yeah, I see what you're saying there. But no, I don't know. I don't hate it that they switched him to Kid's voice. I was really hoping to hear like the OG Kid Goku voice, but again, I'm not too terribly unhappy with what I have because I know how bad it could be based off of Fighters. So whoever they got to do Fighters, I'm like, ugh. Like that completely turned me off even from using him as a character. I just don't want to listen to that voice.
You know something though, now that I think about it, after watching Daima, I kind of wish that this would have been Goten and Trunks' story.
It could have been fun.
Maybe have like I mean, Piccolo could have still went, or Gohan or somebody. Piccolo would probably be the best person, just because Piccolo would keep them in controlled. But I would have loved to have seen that just because, like, they don't really have a story.
No.
They don't even really have a character arc.
You see it coming up kind of with Toyotaro's new manga. It's kind of giving them a little bit of a highlight here.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see how they could have made it work in Daima the way that they make Goku work, though. Because if they did need something to rival the power to the Tertian Oculus, like, I don't think Goten and Trunks could have been it. Maybe Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks, potentially. Even then, I'm not sure. I mean, that would have had that limitation that Goku didn't quite have.
I don't think they would have went the route of him getting the Tertian Eye if they would have used them.
I mean, they could have.
I feel like in some weird way, he would maybe look for it, but maybe if he would have got it, let's say Goma would have got it, it would have been early stages when they're fighting him.
I mean, the only way he got it was because what's her name got the belt from Hyabus. So, like, say that Hyabus didn't even like enter the story at all. That could have been.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Any, all these different things could have happened. So.
But,
So, since we're on the topic
also-
of, oh, go ahead.
Also, like if you remember, every fight Goku got in, there was no real struggle. But for Trunks
Right.
and Goten, there would be a struggle.
Oh
I
yeah.
mean, maybe not
Really.
as much. Maybe not as much as like we'd hope, but there would still be way more of a struggle. Might even be a struggle against Glorio to some degree.
Some guy was complaining about the Germandary, whatever, the Ginyu Force, right? They're like, oh, they're not as powerful as the Ginyu Force. I'm like, how do you know? How do you know? Like, what we have here is like a Vegeta that's far surpassed Namek Vegeta, who was kind of going toe to toe, at least with a couple of them. Probably surpassed him by the end of the Frieza arc because of the Zenkai boost he got. So like, to say that they're not as strong as, like, you don't know. I don't know why he claimed that. It was just a random guy saying like, oh, I'm like, well, Vegeta's a lot stronger now, and he probably just beat the crap out of him. Like, you can't say just because a very, very much stronger Vegeta at this point had his way with them doesn't mean that they weren't strong necessarily, like, to other people, right? I don't know. It was just a weird thing. I don't know why I got hung up on it. I'm like, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about.
Honestly,
we're
I
at
was hoping for if they would have had an extra couple more episodes. I would have actually liked to see them actually have a fight with them, because you remember the war that they had before they fought those guys. They
Yeah.
were struggling to some degree against that. So the guns will work to some degree. It would have been nice to see a battle between them, but we already knew from the get-go they weren't really a serious threat. So it's kind of
Right.
like.
So, since we're on the topic of turnoffs, is there anything that turned you off on Dragon Ball Daima? Rockstrap?
Nope, I had a good time the whole time. The pacing did get kind of weird for a little bit, but looking back at it, it's more of like a 7.5 hour movie, really. Like, I don't remember any point in time where they didn't pick up right exactly from where they left off. So watching it in a bingeable format, I think is going to be pretty easy to do, and it's going to feel more like a movie than anything. So I was trying not to let the pacing turn me off too much, because like going forward, and this is, I was listening to the Totally Not a podcast by Totally Not Mark or whatever, right? I think that's his thing. So I listened to his. His came out typically the Tuesday after our Sunday one. So like we would have already had our conversation by then, and then I could get his take and kind of like get into that mindset of like how he thinks about things separately than what we do. So getting a few of his takes and the takes of the people that he has on his podcast, it made me think about anime kind of differently too. So the pacing was an issue. Yeah, like from like 13 all the way to 17, nothing really happened. But again, like now, anytime I'm watching something week to week and I'm excited for the next thing and I don't get what I want the following week, I'm gonna think now, okay, if I come back and rewatch this in a different perspective, and this is how I'm kind of even like trying to take up GT right now as well. If I come back and binge it from a different perspective, the pacing's not gonna feel as bad as it does right now, week to week. So I'm gonna try to give a lot of things, as a second chance with that in mind.
Okay.
So
I
yeah,
can see
no
that.
big turnoffs. I definitely, the Super Saiyan 4 wasn't bad. I don't care that it wasn't like the classic black hair and yellow eyes and stuff. The coloring change didn't bother me. The continuity with how Super is supposed to be, I don't know if it's retconning what happened in Super or it doesn't have to match up. I don't care. I'm enjoying Dragon Ball for Dragon Ball. So everybody that's getting hung up on all this, like, oh, it doesn't match what was said before and this and that, I'm like, dude, Toriyama's been writing for like freaking 40 years at this point. Give him a break. You're not, if you're writing a novel and then you write and you like Harry Potter, right? Freaking 7 books later after like 15 years or something. I'm not sure JK is gonna remember exactly every single thing she wrote about the fucking Sorcerer's Stone. So like, I get it. You're gonna forget something, or you're gonna retcon, or something you do later down the line like might not match up exactly what you did
All
7
right.
years ago.
Definitely. I definitely agree with that. Yeah, because he did forget about a lot of stuff. He forgot about launch. He forgot about what's his name? He forgot about Super Saiyan 2. There's a lot of there's a lot of stuff he forgot about.
And it's not like he didn't have his hand in other projects as well, you know. He did a lot of the Dragon Quest game character designs. He had that Sandman movie. The
They got a game.
Doctor, yeah, the Doctor. What was the other one? Dr. Slump. I think
Yes.
he had a manga. So I mean, like, to us who are Dragon Ball fans, right? We're thinking, oh, Akira Toriyama's the best, but that's not all he had his fingers in either. So to think that he is into Dragon Ball as we are, you would think he would be as a creator, but if he's messing with other projects as well, you can't just, on top of having how long has Dragon Ball been out now? Like 30 plus years. So like with time passing and other projects you're working on, like even then you're more distracted than just like the one singular focus that the fan base might be, you know.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I could see that. I'll put that on that he's not like the world's greatest writer as well. His attention's elsewhere. He forgets stuff, and he's not the world's greatest writer. And he, like, on top of that, I think he was like sick of Dragon Ball too. He probably didn't want to be. He probably wasn't imagining that he was gonna be like writing and doing Dragon Ball stuff like as long as he did. And on top of that, he's got like his editors like always like dragging him back. Like he tried to finish it off like a good few times, like after Demon King Piccolo, after Frieza Saga, after Cell Saga, and they just kept dragging him back in. Like, no, you need to do more. There's too much profit for this. And he's just like, fuck, all right. If I was in his shoes, I'd probably be sick of it too. Like, I've done a few like little animations myself. Like, I think I did one animation that took me like 10 months to do for like 2-3 minutes. I was real sick of drawing the same character over and over for all that time, you know. Like, so him putting in all those chapters of mangas and stuff. Like, I'm pretty sure he was definitely sick of Goku. like after
you know
like
why
a
he
few
did Super
hours.
Saiyan, right? Or part of the reason?
Because
That he
it took
didn't have
forever
fill
to
in
draw
the
the
hair.
black. Yeah. And then he
It was
hated
the reason.
drawing Cell. He hated drawing Cell because all them dots he had to put on him.
What else was I gonna say? I can't quite remember. And he didn't even have to really like rewrite a whole lot either. There's a lot of instances where you see something and you're like, oh, that was just like the last saga or the saga before that. Like, a lot of his stuff's just callbacks to something he's already written about before.
Will say, I'm glad that knockoff Ginyu Force was just thrown to the wind immediately in that first fight.
Yeah. Well, they made themselves. It was funny. It wasn't supposed to be a threat, and like they made themselves kind of likable too, right? You're like, oh, these guys, they're not bad with the whole like do and coup, like, oh, we'll give you maybe a chocolate bar, I guess, because that's all we can afford right now. But like, it's not like they were inherently just terrible people, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think Daima was just written. I don't know. Going in 20 episodes, you're like, all right, if I make these characters, I'm gonna just do something real quick with them because I can't waste a lot of time. So just like the restraints he had, it's kind of made. How am I gonna word this? I guess. He had a whole new. We had 20 episodes to work on this whole brand new universe, right? In a sense, or Demon Realm, not universe, but realm. So like, all right, I got 20 episodes, a whole brand new realm. I have a lot of creativity I can give, but like not a lot of time to each individual thing. Because you had the shop owner, you had the person that made Majin Buu, whatever her name was. Yeah, like all these just brand new characters, King Kadan, Hybis, all, and you're like, all right, how can I balance Goku and company to where it's still about them, but also all these new characters that I can't waste time on, but got to give, some kind of something to the audience for them to know who these characters are. So yeah, I think it was done well to where he didn't get hung up on the force, and they were kind of throwaways, but like still you could sense they were maybe stronger than the normal residents.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, no worries, Gage. Thank you for hopping in. But go ahead, Summon Ninja.
I definitely hated the first 2 episodes, and not in the sense of like the whole thing, but just the idea that they rehashed information. And so really, it's really just 2. The only new information they gave us that is that he got the power pole and that they learned about it. But like, I felt like 1 and 2 could have just been a singular episode, maybe an hour long instead of just 30 minutes or 22 minutes. And I think that would be fine overall. But the rest of it, like, once we start getting into the demon realm, we're now doing a lot of world building. And for me, as long as like Dragon Ball gives me a fight every once in a while, it doesn't have to be a big super final boss fight. But as long as they give me a fight every once in a while, I'll be happy with it. And so that's kind of what they did. They did a lot of world building, and every once in a while we'd see a fight, and I was cool with that.
Yeah. And then I remember you were saying, like, don't go into Dragon Ball Daima thinking, like, it's going to be like Dragon Ball Z. Go to it like it's its own thing. I went into it, like, thinking, like, man, Dragon Ball Super was crap, bro. Like, anything is better than that. Like, so when I went into this, like, I was really pleasantly appreciative of everything I saw, like since we last left off with like Super. Given like Tournament Power was pretty cool, like the ending of it, but just the beginning couple of like arcs in Dragon Ball Super left a really bad taste in my mouth of like Dragon Ball Super as a whole,
Right.
So yep, basically that's what do you guys think of Dan to Dan, the show, not the manga? Dude, we did a whole episode on that of nerding out, and like we're all pretty in unison. Dan Dan is one of the peak animes of its time. Like I think like while they were airing both Dragon Ball episodes and Dan to Dan, like I saw like a post saying like top anime, like top viewed or top liked episodes that dropped this week, and like Dan to Dan was always number 1, and then Dragon Ball Daima was like 4 or 7, one of those out of 10. I can't remember, but yeah, definitely Dragon Ball Daima still. I wouldn't put it down to like 4. I mean, given like I wasn't really watching any other animes as well other than Dan to Dan and Dragon Ball Daima, so I can't really give an unbiased opinion on that. Yeah. Did you guys have anything else?
Yeah, not necessarily.
No. We are watching Dororo for next Nerding Out, so check us out for that. And we got any other announcements, Squall?
No other announcements. Yeah, weird. So next Sunday is the Dragon Ball podcast where we debate shit. In 2 weeks from now, like 7 Ninja says, Dororo anime looks pretty good. I forget. I looked up some stuff. Let me just pull it up real quick for the viewers.
Is that the one with the bike gal or whatever?
Dororo is the one with when the boy gets born into the world, his father sells his body parts to demons.
Oh, okay.
And so this enriches his land. Well, the boy still survives after all of that and gets put into a puppet body. And so now in his puppet body, he's using it in order to kill the demons to get his body parts back.
Which one's the boy? Is that the taller guy or the kid in green?
The tall one.
Taller one. Okay.
You might have to send me the link to that one.
All right, I got you. I got you on a Crunchyroll or JP Anime.
Mine.
Or 9 Anime. All right. Yep. So, no other announcements besides that. So now we can close out. Plug your socials one last time. Announce your announcements. Yo, Jamie, number 2 over there. What's the outro question?
I don't even think I said that. I think I just told us what we're gonna do for the pondering. Oh, you're in Goblin Slayer's world. What is your class and what would you choose? What would you do?
Okay.
Anyway,
Repeat that again. I'm sorry.
What class
you're
would you choose in Goblin Slayer?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Well, anyway, since I'm the one that came up with it, I'm 7 into 7. You can find me at Games on MeWe and Rumble. It should lead you right back to my Rumble channel. I have recently ordered myself a new laptop, so I should be getting back into streaming, hopefully soon.
Oh.
And outside of that, I will be finishing the Jack and Daxter Lost Frontier gameplay, as well as Vanquish. That'll be done. But I probably will not be doing anything other than that when it comes to gaming-wise until I start streaming, because a lot of the games I'm playing, I'm like, this is a lot of data that I should be streaming. So anyway, that's the plan. Yeah, that's it.
Sick. All right, Boxtrap,
Yeah, bro.
go ahead.
Rockstrap55 on YouTube, Rumble, Facebook, and sometimes Twitch. Do a lot of Pokemon stuff. I'm not so consistent with the uploads lately. I need to get a little bit better about that, but definitely come check out me and Squall do the Soul Link Challenge on Pokemon on Thursdays over on his channel. I'm always there, and yeah, I guess no other news other than just keep pumping out some more vids. I feel like Rumble's growing bigger, so I'm really hoping just to have a lot of content there for everybody when it does finally explode. So make sure to go check out that website, that platform. Rumble's really cool. And yeah, I always like mage classes. Even on the last episode of solo leveling, which was pretty neat, they were fighting a bunch of like giant flying ants, and there was a guy that did a really cool just like fire missile type of spell. So I don't know, magic casting is always kind of cool on those type of shows.
Well, I just remembered I didn't say my class thing. So, me, I think I say this every time I'm playing anything like Monster Hunter or anything where I'm dealing with possibly big or small monsters. I am always going to be that guy that uses the ranged weapon. And so if it's something where I cannot get a gun of any type, it's going to be a bow, crossbow, or some type of gunner, because I am not a fan of being close range unless I have to.
Okay. Let's see. I am SquallRush, the gamer and the podcaster. I got the link tree, so check out that link tree if you want to follow all my other platforms. Please do. I appreciate that a lot. I got the Buy Me a Coffee account if you want to donate to me, and just in case there's no donate button on wherever you're watching from. YouTube. Anyways, besides that, I got a new Pokemon TCG Pocket video dropping soon. The deck is fire, no pun intended. It's a fire deck. I got 2 new fire decks I want to showcase, but I haven't streamed the second one, so that one's going to be on the back burner for now. Besides that, oh, another pun. I didn't even realize that. My class would be a rogue, like a dual short blade, backhanded, holding back rogue speed class. I like those. Those are sick. Get the hell out of dodge when I need to, and get in there and start attacking when I need to, like a blink of an eye. And then yeah, that's pretty much it.
I thought you'd be a monk. I thought you'd be a monk.
Monk?
Yeah.
Just because I'm bald, you asshole. I'm sensitive about that.
You say that to yourself? But just because of your Goku. But you know, whatever. All right.
Oh, because of Goku? That'd be cool. I think a monk. I think of Tien or Krillin in Dragon Ball. More bald people, you asshole.
Vegeta sucks.
I agree with that. right. Yeah. So that was the Nerding Out podcast. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank all the viewers. Thank the panel for being here. It was a good one. And we'll catch you all in the next one. Peace.